Guerrilla cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla. Take guard, man the barricades, patrol the cover boundary. At last the time is come, this is a cricketing emergency. Hear this call to arms for every cricket revolutionary. Take up your bats and stumps for the test match insurgency. At first they tried to silence us, but we would not be silenced. They threatened us with lies, so we threatened them with violence. Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, guerrilla cricket. It's not about the winning, it's about how many rules you break. Even in cricket commentary, this is the best advice to take. Pick guerrilla cricket, it's the finest choice you'll ever make. There's so much more to cricket than rev counters and a slice of cake. At first they tried to sanitize us and clean up our act, but people like it filthy, and we know that for a fact. Fidel Castro, Lenny Pascoe, Carlos the Jackal, Umar Akmal, Mahatma Gandhi, Grant and Andy, Brendan Behan, Austin Ian, guerrilla cricket. Stick with us, cause you know we're not the kind of thing that you see on the TV and the radio. So vive la revolution. First they tried to buy us, but we would not be bought. Okay, we were, but then we ran away, and we will not be caught. We would not give up the ghost when they left us all for dead. They decapitated us, but we just grew another head. Chairman Mao, Jamie Howe, Ho Chi Minh, Asif Din, Václav Havel, Graham Saville, No Surrender, Percy Fender, Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, guerrilla cricket.
Good morning, good evening, good dawn, good dusk. Wherever you are in the world, it's guerrilla cricket. And it's game 22. Canada versus Pakistan in New York, which is fast becoming one of my favourite cricket grounds just because of the chaos it causes. It's a lot of fun in New York. The T20 purists out there will go, yeah, there's not enough sixes and da-di-da-di-da. But hell, it's exciting games of cricket, and they're coming to close finishes. And crazy things happened. Yesterday, a lot of us felt that Bangladesh were a little bit harsh done by, especially with the 4-leg byes that weren't given, because I don't know whether England is getting a bung from somewhere. I know that's slanderous, and I take it all back. But I mean, that LBW was nowhere near out. Just on first look, it was going miles down leg side. Went off for 4-leg byes, which were taken away because the umpire gave it out. It was overturned on review. Anyway, that was yesterday. Today, it's Canada versus Pakistan. I'm joined by Jason. Hello, Jason.
Hello.
And I'm joined by Russ down from Melbourne. It must be late, early morning, midnight. What time is it?
Just after midnight. Not too late.
It's not too bad. Not too bad. He's down in Melbourne. Pakistan have won the toss, and they've gone in just one change at the top of the order, I think. Zayed bin Zafar. No, that's Canada.
That's
Pakistan.
Canada.
Yeah, but they have changed.
It's
Ayub Afridi.
Yeah.
Is in. Ababat Azam. No, that's squad. Why is it not giving me the playing 11?
It's Ayub has come in for someone.
Yeah, playing 11. There we go. God damn it. Mohammad Rizwan, Saim Ayub, Babar Azam, Fakhr Zaman, Usman Khan, Shadab Khan, Imad Wazim, Shaheen Shah Afridi, Naseem Shah, Harris Ralph and Mohammed Ian. I like the bowling attack on this pitch, should be quite lethal. Canada go Aaron Johnson, Navneet Davarwal, Pargat Singh, Nicholas Curtin, Shreyas Mova, Ravinderpal Singh, Saeed bin Zafar, who's the skipper, Dylan Hayliger, Kalim Sana, Junaid Siddiqui, and Jeremy Gordon. Not Gordon. It does me every time. Pakistan win the toss. I see this going. Well, I see the potential for this to be quite short on this track. What do you reckon, boys?
It could be interesting. Certainly, we've seen some, as you say, quite low-scoring matches on here, and Canada haven't actually looked bad with the bat. They managed to beat Ireland, which I think was probably unexpected.
Yeah, they got outclassed by India, wasn't it?
They were, but so far most teams have. It's interesting. I think when the ICC scheduled this game, they probably thought neither of the teams would probably have much to play for, and actually both of them have quite a lot to play for. If Canada managed to pull out a win here, there's still actually a good chance of making the next round. And obviously,
well, it's in their hands.
Really,
if they win here, definitely.
I do suspect that the experience and quality of Pakistan seamers will be the big difference here.
Yeah, I think it's a step up from Ireland to Pakistan when it comes to pace attack. Well, runs at the fall of the first wicket is under 11.5. I'm going for it.
Well, it's Shaheen Sharafidi. He gets a wicket in his first over almost every time.
Exactly, and for that reason. Oh, I can't.
Yeah, Canada's a bit top heavy with their batting too. I think I'm not sure there's that much depth after we get through the first few. But we've seen it.
You mean to get down to Mother and then that's pretty much it? We've not seen anything else really.
Played really well.
Curtin's done right, yeah.
And the openers have actually looked pretty handy, and at least able to score quickly. So let's hold out some hope for an interesting game.
Okay, let's play some of these jingles. We got this man.
It's always time for Shaheen Afridi. No, not that other guy, that Shaheen. It's always time for Shaheen Afridi. No, not that other guy. Shaheen Afridi, Shaheen Afridi.
Is it Johnson and Dhaliwal open?
It is.
It is, yeah, I'll give them some jingles. First ball is full and into the pads, and it's aerial and it goes out past. The outfield's definitely speeded up a little bit in New York, it has to be said. That one's beaten mid-on and made its way all the way to the boundary for 4 runs.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
So these guys are opening the batting.
His name is Navneet Davarwal. Smiling smile says it all. He records the shocking fall of all those fools who cross him. Maybe his baleful eyes on you. Punishment for your sins come due. Navneet Davarwal.
And
Aaron Johnson, he's scoring. He's not boring. Aaron Johnson.
ooh, second ball is. He's got away with that. He's got a thick outside edge because that's gone straight inside mid-off. It was a in-swinging, nearly Yorker. He just about got bat on it before pad. And
Yeah, I'm not sure what Russ thinks of this, but 2 almost identical balls. One was a low full toss and the other one was an even lower full toss, but it was nearly a Yorker, and he's got timed the pants off both of them.
Yeah, I get the only good thing for Pakistan on those 2 balls in Afridi was that he's getting a little bit of late swing in. But yeah, low full tosses are pretty much, Dhaliwal's more than Johnson rather is more than good enough to put these away.
so he's put well, my 11.5 has lasted maybe last 3 balls. It has. They're going to come back for just the 2 that time. Similar sort of shot.
You're still in the game in this
just
over.
Still in the game. Again, I mean, if he misses one of these, he's plumb LBW, it has to be said. But he hasn't missed any of them yet. And they're 10 for none after 3 deliveries. Certainly a little bit of swing for Shaheen.
Yeah, he's got one to bounce now, so he's getting closer to where he needs to.
Well, yeah. Who's going to bowl the second over? Mohammed Amir or Harris Ralph? Or no, it'll be Naseem Shah, won't it?
Quite possibly. Harris, Ralph and Amir tend to be bowling the middle overs.
Yeah, I like Harris Ralph.
They've already changed the field, which I think is an interesting.
Yeah, well, Afridi's in third ball. That one's supposedly going across. There's a little bit of a mix-up, and unfortunately they aborted the mix-up quick enough to get back comfortably. Just played out to middle, to cover, and there was no run.
Turning second of a super tanker though for the guy backing up. Very, very laid back, slow turn.
Now, Adrian Holstock, never heard of him.
He's South African, I think.
Is he? Afridi in. Oh, that's hit the pad. That's got to be close. Probably pitching outside leg. Maybe well going on to hit the stumps, but I think it probably pitched outside leg. I don't think they'll go for
I
it.
think definitely outside leg on that one.
Badwick giving some words to Johnson.
Do we think Johnson's the guy to give words back?
Yeah, I don't reckon so.
No, he'll bite if someone gives it the verbals.
No, I don't know actually. Maybe it was actually pitching it in line but going down. Didn't look right anyway. 11 for none. Dhaliwal faces up. Oh, he gets a full toss first ball as well, attempting to get right up in the block hole. Well, 4-4-2 in the first three balls, only went for one in the last three, 11 off the first over. And it's over to the socials. Who's doing socials?
Me.
You. Crack on then.
Brian Barish, our own Brian Barish, says, "Good day, cricket friends. Bit torn here. Pakistan win helps the US a bit, but I also like cheering for associates over the big boys. Thus, I'm swearing my allegiance to the People's Democratic Republic of Kazakhstan."
Kazakhstan, you can't have it both ways. It was missing the wickets. It did pit where it was umpires. No, it pitched in line actually. Impact was umpires called it was going down.
And we are correct. It's going to be the young pace merchant.
Indeed. He has a jingle. If I can find him. There he is.
When the seashore left home, he said to his dad that you're the man of the house now, because the seashore is just like food.
Okay. Naseem, right arm over, quick. Very lustrous hair. And he's going to bowl. Coming in now, bowling to Johnson. First ball is short, outside off stump. Doesn't go for it. It's given us a wide. Well, I don't think it was that wide, but hey.
It was right on the line of the blue advisory, I think. So I wasn't surprised it was given us a wide.
I think to Brian's point, anything that hurts Pakistan is going to be better for the US. I think they can back themselves to stay ahead of Canada on net run rate. I don't think they're necessarily guaranteed to beat Ireland, in which case it would be immaterial, so it doesn't matter. So better that Pakistan lose.
Aaron Johnson played that one over the infield out to the point boundary, and it will be 4 runs.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Jollying along is Aaron Johnson, 14 off 6.
They're already about a sixth of the score that's typical on this ground so far.
Well, yeah, but I do think first innings, first 5, 6, 7 overs are where you get most of the runs. I mean, Quinton de Kock only got 18 yesterday. We got him off 9 balls or something, or 16 off 9. It was a pretty high strike rate. It's the highest strike rate in the game by a long shot. That's left lane through to keeper, no run. You've got to take your chances when you can on this wicket, and I think you've got to be reasonably positive. You can't have to throw at everything. But you could see it getting in the head of what's his name yesterday, Heinrich Klaassen. He got 40 odd, but the wicket has definitely got into his head. He's constantly having a go at the wicket.
To be honest, Pakistan's given them these runs. I mean, there was a couple of low foots and a wide ball outside off stump.
Naseem Shah has gone up for caught behind. It was nowhere near the bat.
I didn't think so. I think that just came off a length and was probably 4 inches away.
It was a good 4 or 5 inches away. A massive gap. What is he hearing? Thank God you didn't
Oh,
run out of
no.
time. I think Baba did the political thing and let the timer run out,
Yeah,
so he didn't have to say no. And
Yeah.
kept asking, was it? What did you hear?
Let's have a look at the replay.
Let's have a look at the replay. No, that's
It's-
nowhere near. It's
it's-
closer than I thought, but
Yeah,
it's still, it's a good 4 inches away from the bat.
just an excitable young man
Yeah,
doing his best Stuart Broad impersonation.
yeah. He was convinced as well.
And Broad's that excited, it's typically out.
Yeah. That one again. Draws the bat inside it, and there is no run. Definitely something in this wicket for the bowlers.
I quite like this line from
It's a
Nassau.
little bit too wide for me.
It's a little bit too wide, but no, Johnson, if he wants to go after it, can go after it and he can take a chance, therefore.
Yeah, but he's bowling at that length that if he gets the top edge, it'll probably fly over the slips.
Yeah, I'd bowl fuller than what he's bowling.
I don't mind the length, I just think it needs to be 6 inches further in towards the batsman.
There's definitely some bounce in this wicket. But
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to be leaving balls, but hell, you scored 16 off 1.5 so far. You got 5 off his over, you got 11 off the first. You know that 120, I mean, they know that they got the highest score on this pitch. But you know, everyone knows that a score around about 120 is very competitive here. Last ball of the second over, Nazim comes in, bowls. Oh, that's a better line. Fished at by Johnson, beats the outside edge through to the keeper, and there ain't no run.
our very own Mayank is
Is he there again?
He is there again. He says, morning from the third row in the West Stand. Pakistani fans are very excited, even though the chances of them qualifying are next to none due to the torrential rain in Florida for the next 6 to 8 days. Well, he gives us with something with one sentence and takes it away with the other.
Oh, what? So there's a bunch of games playing. And what's the one down there? Is it Fort Lawton? It's not Fort Lauderdale, is it?
It's Lauderhill, I think,
Lauderhill, that's it.
towards the end of this week, I think.
Oh, right, yeah, because all the games that we've been seeing have all been in New York, so they're kind of moving it from
Well, this is the
a bunch of games there and then a bunch of games there.
I think this is the 7th game of 8 in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've had a few games in Dallas because Canada and USA played.
Yeah.
Dallas as well.
But most of the games so far, wow, that's a great shot. Poor ball from Mohammed Amir, though. It's full, it was wide and swinging into the arc, and Dallowell makes full toll in that and drives it out to the boundary, 4 runs.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Lovely
Pakistan's
shot.
been very generous.
They
in
have.
first round.
Yeah, they've not bowled well so far, have they?
Well, 2 full from one end and 2 wide from the other.
Yeah, but another over starts with a 4. That one is left as it goes across him. Doesn't come back in. No run. I got to believe they can drag it back though. Start getting the juices flowing, get a wicket or two, and things can change quite quickly, I think.
Canada's left about 8 balls so far.
Well, haven't necessarily had to play them. They've been gifted. What, they score 4 4s now?
Yeah, they've had lots of extra
Four
value
fours, 8
shots.
leads,
Yeah.
and a couple of 2s.
Mohammed Amir is in. Ooh, fished out again by Dhaliwal through to the keeper and no run. Looks a bit dumbfounded.
Yeah, it's interesting, this wicket. It's bouncing at one end. It's kind of dying very gently at the other.
Yeah, currently. I think there is the odd one that does keep low because a couple of people have been bowled by scooters.
How
But-
many pitches do they actually have at this stadium?
There's
Is this-
4. There's
there's
4
played on-
tracks.
There's a 4 strip square and there's 6 in the practice area as
Ooh,
well.
Fished out again. Didn't know what was going on there. Dhaliwal through to the keeper. No run.
So this is the second game on this strip, presumably.
Something like that, yeah. I mean, the game yesterday was the 3rd game in a row that was played on that strip, apparently, or something.
Well, we finally found one that wasn't
Yeah.
too bad.
Wasn't
They
too bad.
used extra games on it. or was there one where the game was just so quick that it didn't do any damage to it?
I don't know. You know, my point at the top of the show is that. Oh wow! Did he get his bat on that? Must have done, because they've hard stopped the appeal, or maybe it was going down. But I think he got a bit of inside edge onto that. Cannons his pads, just about saved himself from being plumb LBW or bowled. No run. So good comeback from Mohammed Amir. Oh no, yeah, it was toe end of the bat into his pads. I didn't play.
So I think Jason's correct. Some of the ones from this end are definitely staying low.
Yeah. That one has bowled him. That one's come back in. That's what Shaheen Sharafidi was trying to do in the first over, but couldn't. But that's the length. Angling in. Well, he's coming left arm over, gets a little shape in, and darts back a little bit more off the seam. Too good for Dhaliwal. And we'll have to say goodbye to him.
The crowd says, the crowd says, the crowd says you're out.
That's pretty much the perfect ball to end the over with. He's not helped himself by staying on the back foot. Was rooted to the crease. But I think if he gets a stride in, he probably defends that okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's short of a length though. That's it didn't get up that much as he's expecting. It seemed in pretty sharply. It's a good ball. I think it would not take a few plays.
Yeah, exactly. It was a very good ball. You know, it's the right length. It's that in between length. You don't know where that. You don't know whether to come forward or go back. Stuck on the crease. Better batsman would have been struggling with that.
Yep.
Dhaliwal. We should give the batsman, the bowler, sorry, his jingle, because we haven't yet. It goes like this.
Put some money on this motherfucker.
Very quickly before Bear sends us another jingle, I've got a picture from Muttley about food porn for messages, which is a very nice pizza.
Ooh, that looks
tasty.
Tasty indeed. I'll give him after his first ball. Nazim is going to come in. Oh no, it won't be him first ball. Aaron Johnson, who merrily is on his way, carting everything in his path. Another 4 for him as it's too wide, and he's carts it over point all the way to the boundary for 4.
4. 4. 4. F-O-R.
He definitely likes the feel of bat on ball, doesn't he, Russ?
Yeah.
He's going after everything he gets an opportunity to, and he's a tall guy with long levers.
Yeah, and you're giving him width to go after, which is pretty much the one thing you shouldn't do to Johnson. So this is shit bowling, to be honest.
It is. Well, that one's gone straight back. Is that going to go all the way? No, it's going to drop into the outfield. Bit too underneath it. Johnson trying to go over the top of mid-off. Bounces out towards wide, long off, but with no pace on it to stop, so they get back for 2. Oh, let's play Pargat's jingle now. He sounds like... Where is he? I found him a second ago. This.
Bhagat Singh ran up the hill. Bhagat Singh came down again. Now why did Bhagat Singh take this trip? Fitness training, innit?
Okay. Ducked by Johnson. Through to the keeper, no run. Short ball there for Nazim. He's got 20, 26 on the ball, 1-4 from Dhaliwal. And a wide. I've got a single somewhere else because that makes 26. The GPL's open. God, we haven't been mentioning it recently. We keep forgetting. It's only open for 45 minutes. But we start at 3:30, so it shuts in just under 30 minutes. Oh, flashed out again by Aaron Johnson. He's just strong arming it basically. He gets a fat outside edge, flies over the slips down towards third man, gets himself a single. Yeah, the pot is £38 for the GPL. If you want to have a go, guess the amount of runs scored in the day. both innings, and you win the pot, whatever that is.
Good venue to play the GPL on.
Low scoring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less variation.
Less variation indeed. Around about the 200 mark, probably be not far off, one would have thought. Azim Shah is in. That's straighter, better line, but just able to turn it around a corner is Parga.
Especially if Pakistan chasing with a Canadian collapse.
Well, that's it, isn't it? I think they'll want to get Johnson out. I think. How many overs? This is the 5th over? Is this our last over? No, this is the 4th over.
Yeah, they're flying along. 3.4 overs and 27. 28 rather, to be 5.
Yeah, they're not done bad, are they? It's not a bad start. Get 50 in the power play.
Well, the important thing is to not losing wickets, I think, on this wicket.
Johnson just plays it out to the offside. Thinks about a run, but it's not there. And that's the end of an over. 8 off of that. 28 for 1 after 4. Canada not doing too bad. Johnson 21.
Farong's joined us. He says, "Greetings all. Hope everyone's well. Wasn't planning on annoying you at this moment in time, but just finished a 2-hour phone call and I'm still awake. Ugh. Ooh. Canada Island. Super over would be nice. We shall see."
Well,
again, low scoring games, chances of a super over are also higher.
yes, that's very true. Mohammed Amir is going to have a second. He's got 1 for 4 in his first over. I haven't gone under for the fall of the second wicket, but I think I should.
Baird does multitasking.
Well, I'll give it a go for this ball. Pargat just defends that out to the covers, and there's no run. What is it, 30? Oh, my eyesight is terrible these days. I think it's 39 and a half. What are they on?
28.
They're offering me 11 fucking runs. They're so miserly, these bastards. I'm still going to take it.
Bet the over.
What?
Bet the over.
No, because I reckon wickets are going to fall.
He's using local knowledge of the ground. But
yeah.
it's been priced in already.
Well, exactly.
That's right.
That's why it's 11 and a half. Exactly. So it makes it tricky. But I do think this Pakistan bowling attack, if they get on top, should knock them over.
They've priced in a Canadian collapse. You should be betting on the unlikely.
Yeah, but I think the thing is, Russ, I think they're right.
It's like betting on India. Well, you don't. Everyone else is doing the same thing.
No, I always bet under against India. You usually get a wicket in the first few with India. That's into the pads, down the leg side. It can't give that as a wide, surely. That's hit something. Pad or something?
We're waiting for it.
Oh no, I think it's given us a dot ball.
It definitely died to the keeper, so presumably hit some pad on the way through. Not going to get a replay.
No, we're looking at how he did Dhaliwal. Ooh, Christ, he's playing with fire there as Pargat clips that right off his middle stump out to deep square leg and get 1 run.
Still heaps of in-swing for both the left arms.
Yeah, exactly, and there's a little bit of movement off the pitch, and I think this is what I mean. They'll get out of the power play and they'll put Harris Ralph on, and he can be miserly.
And he will slip one underneath someone's bat.
Yeah.
Canada's bowlers got a lot of movement against the USA when they played in Dallas, despite the fact that the scores were over 190. For the first kind of 10 overs, it looked like they were all over them, and then it kind of died away, and Jones went nuts. But they have some ability to use this pitch if it's still there for them.
Yeah, that's through to the keeper and there's no run. It's just teams like Canada don't get to face 90 mile an hour bowling that often. I wouldn't have thought. Good 90 mile an hour bowling. And you kind of think if they can get on top with that, the next man coming in who's got to face it fresh is going to struggle, blah, blah, blah. And you can see it. I mean, that's how I see this playing out. Maybe that's my, I don't know, expectation. Maybe Canada are better than I think. I mean, they're not that bad, I have to say. Amir in.
Bob Bowler's bowling wildly all over the shop though.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, Pakistan have given them runs. That was played out to mid-wicket. That's a much better over. Just one run off it. So 2 overs, gone for 5 for Mohammed Amir. It was that Shaheen Afridi first over. It was painful.
Yep. We are up to date on X, Twitter. Or are we on YouTube?
Oh.
We have a super chat, I do believe.
Yeah, it's time to show YouTube some love, people. Stephen Kelp, €2. Thanks, Steve, as always. Oh, we've had another one as well, because we've got more than that. Where's the other one? Sagir Parker, €5. Sorry, my contribution towards the pizzas. Why, thank you. You're coming on in a bit, aren't you? Next session, over 8 to 13.
I do wonder if Canada's been slightly too conservative in their approach at the moment, like waiting, thinking they're doing well and waiting for those bad balls.
Yeah, I think they'll get less and less. That's the thing. Shaheen Afridi's back into the attack, and he's got a wicket. I told you, under 11. That horrible shot from Parga. He's just fenced it straight to second slip, like slip catching practice. And Shaheen Afridi on a comeback has got a wicket with his first delivery, and we have to say goodbye to Pargat.
After you've gone.
In fact, he's gloved it, but it's still like catching practice. It's perfect art.
Yeah. But it does bring the two best Canadian batters to the crease in Curtin and
Johnson.
Johnson, yes.
Yeah, but they pushed Curtin down the order the other day, so I don't know if they...
Is he a finisher? No, they put him out there.
Oh, that's good. Because I think he's not really a finisher. He scores quickly, but mostly because he runs hard.
Yeah, well, he's got a jingle. Goes like this.
Every day he strolls out to the crease. It's a spin, it doesn't matter to him. His name is Nickerson.
There you go. Yeah, he looked pretty good the other day when I saw him batting against Ireland, wasn't it? He looked pretty competent. Obviously, he's a West Indian. Oh, down the leg side. Did that come off something?
No, that just hit
No,
the
it's been
seam
given as a
quite
wide.
lot.
It's gone. So, if they break through here, that could be true. Although Mother was pretty good the other day as well.
Mother's been consistent. He's just not.
He's not massively quick, but he was going on about run a ball the other day. Actually, hit the odd big boundary.
He's got a 30 and a 25, I think, in the 2 games so far. So it's very decent performance.
Curtin just knocks that into the offside, and there is no run. And the third wicket, they're offering me 10.5. I'm still going to take it. Although these are the two best batsmen, it should go up by a couple of runs, you'd have thought.
Well, before they've scored, I think it's in your best interest, but after they scored, maybe not.
Well, no, but then after they score, it moves. That's the thing. You got if you believe a collapse is on, you've got to go early, otherwise you miss out, which is often the case. Shaheen Afridi's in, and Curtin just plays that back to him, and there's no run. I mean, the big X factor here is Johnson is swinging that timber, and if he cracks your shoulder with a couple, you're out of it very quickly. But that's the risk you take. That's gambling, Russ. That's gambling.
Yeah, it's risk and reward for Johnson. He's there for a good time, not necessarily a long time.
Exactly. He's got the levers to do it. I presume he's of West Indian heritage. Born in West Indies?
Probably. I don't have this.
Barbadian.
There you go. Into the leg side. Curtin, well, off the thigh pad, and there's no run.
We'll also get Imad Bazim at the end of the power play as well. No, with his left arm darts.
Yeah, possibly. I think this
or
wicket,
Shadab, either of which.
I think you need as little spin as you can have in your side on this wicket, to be honest. I mean, Bennett was going on about this yesterday. Spinners. Yeah, spin. Thing about spinners, if you slightly over pitch it with less pace, batsman steps out to you, at least they can get it to the boundary. I think it's harder with pace. That one is let through to the keeper and there's no one. Dot ball, wicket wide, dot. Not bad, 1 ball left in the over. Certainly Pakistan have dragged this back.
Yeah, definitely. It depends whether it's spinning, doesn't it? I mean, the ball's moving around right now, so you may as well try.
Yeah, but even when it's spinning, if you're a good user of your feet or you've got a long stride, it's slightly over pitching at this level allows a player to give it a big heave-ho to cow or straight. And on a wicket that's doing lots for the pacers, that's just beating the outside edge. Just half an appeal from Shaheen, but didn't touch anything through the keeper and there's no run. I just think like yesterday, the spinner got hit for a couple of sixes. Yeah, they were tight every other time and they got a wicket or so, but generally the fast bowlers weren't going for boundaries at all. And in the game that there was one game, the game before that we saw this, the spinner went for almost over a quarter of the runs in 4 overs, so it was like 32 runs out of 100 and something, and it was almost a third of the runs in just 4 overs, and the other 16 were pace and they're not going for runs. I just think you want as few spinners as you can have on this wicket.
Well, the one thing about Shadab is he does bowl very wicket to wicket.
Yeah.
With his skiddy leg spin, which is more like over spinner's top spin than anything else.
I think the operative word there is on this wicket, because in a high-scoring game, I think a spinner is more valuable because they can deceive the players who are trying to go hard every ball. Whereas in a low-scoring one, I think you're quite right. If the ball's moving around, you're going to get more benefit from the pace.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're dead right there. I think that's it in a high-scoring game. And spinners.
We've just been shown the very wide view of Eisenhower Park. It's a lovely sports venue with a couple of baseball squares, diamonds.
Yeah, it does look rather good. Johnson plays that bat behind square on the offside. There's no run.
And some, I think it was a football pitch there, a soccer pitch.
Soccer pitch. As we look at the wicket to Shaheen
the early introduction of Harris at the last over of this power play.
He has a jingle.
Actually, no, we've just finished the power play, so it's.
Yeah, we'll have him after his first ball, which is flayed by Johnson. It's in the air. Is anyone going to catch it? The cameraman doesn't know where it's gone. It's ended up at
gone for 6. They said he's
goal. Fuck me. It's gone for 6. Well, you can also be expensive.
I love when Harris Ralph gets expensive. He just completely loses his rag.
He does, but he bowls with such pace that he's a bit like Nortje or Lockie Ferguson.
That's a heck of a shot, because that's not.
I thought it gone a third man, but it's actually gone over extra cover.
Yeah, it's more of a baseball swing into
left field, right field.
I thought he got a high on the bat too, but
yeah, that's why it's a heck of a shot.
He's a strong lad. That one's short. Oh, it's gone over. Fucking hell. It's gone over so that's my 10 runs. I've got half a run to play with. Was it wide? No, I've got no runs to play with. Bloody hell. Useless. Harris Ralph has fucked it up for me inside 3 balls.
See, if you knew Harris Ralph was coming on, you would never have bet.
Not in his first over. I'll wait for his second over and then I would, because he's usually expensive in his first and then really pulls it back. I mean, that was so what was it? It was an extra. It was a wide.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4 wides. 5 wides.
I like that Harris Ralph was like, why was that a wide? It went over his head by about 2 feet.
Yeah. He's already ticking. That's it, edged. Oh, straight to where the slip would usually be in one of these short form games, but there's no slip, and it's gone all the way down to third man. It's fielded though. It'll be a single. Much better delivery. 89 miles an hour. Nearly 90, just shy of 90.
And that's a much better length as well for Harris now, making the guys try and play off the front foot.
Yeah. That probing length, too short.
No. Because he hits a deck card, that will still go on to hit the top of the off stump.
Yeah, again, he's a classic
skiddy bowler.
Skiddy Pakistani, very quick, skiddy, not particularly tall, bowls from a low trajectory. Curtin's going to face up. I mean, Pakistan have done their homework on his side enough. He can knock these two over. He's coming around the wicket now, into the pads. It's driven aerially out towards cover. They're going to go for the single as well. Curtin looks at the end of his bat. He certainly didn't time that. And there is 1 run. Waka Yunus looks visibly a little bit upset. Trying to tell them what to do with the ball.
Oh, a massive in-swinging Yorker that takes off all 3 stops. I think that's what he's...
Exactly.
Yeah.
At 90 odd miles an hour. To be fair, a lot of them try, a few of them trying that. Harris Ralph. Oh, big swing, no ding from Johnson. Somehow it didn't hit the stumps. It's just going down the leg side. A lot of hands on heads for the Pakistanis.
Yeah.
But no dice, and it's a dot ball.
If that one doesn't tail into the man with a little bit of in-swing, then that smashes out leg stump. But it's just slid down and away.
So at the end of this over, we're going to... Oh God, that's my daughter phoning me.
Yeah, we'll have a change at the end of this over. Sagir will be joining us and Leia, and I will be doing the ball by ball for the middle stint.
And I'll be going to bed.
Yes, a well-deserved bed. So Harris comes in for the last ball this over, and that's outside the stump. That's a good line. A guy, the backing up batsman, has a little wander down the wicket. I think it's Shadab throws the ball from cover, and it looks like he may well be out with a direct hit. They're going to look at that. Oh no, maybe they're not.
No, I think Curtin's put his bat under his arm. I think he thinks he's about a foot gone.
He's looking slightly disgruntled here. He has gone upstairs, but yeah, it doesn't look good on the replay, and he's gone by 18 inches. That's a bit of dozy field play by this batsman. I don't think he should have wandered anywhere near that far out of his crease. And advantage Pakistan at the end of the 7th over. They're now 43 for 3, and one of the major batsmen has gone.
Yeah, Johnson called him and then he told him to go back, and it's just absolutely burning. Canada can't afford it, but I'll leave the further discussion to the others. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. A bit of kippering, I think, by Johnson there.
Yeah, saving his own arse. Curtin was a bit too enthusiastic though. Anyway, let's hand over. Jace, you're going to come sit here, I believe.
Yep, I will.
I'm going to go and have a little rest. Leah is joining us, and Sagir.
Hello,
Right,
everyone.
Sagir. Hello, Leah. I'll see you later.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello.
What are your thoughts on the game so far, guys, whilst we do a little bit of admin here?
I think the first thing to mention is how good Pakistan have fielded today. Not a single catch dropped, not a single ball misfielded or gone through their legs for a boundary, and then that run out over there.
True.
It is, it is something really worthy of mentioning when Pakistan don't have fielding problems, and I think it's just a superb achievement for them.
A bit harsh, but also true. Yes. And I think this New York pitch is kind of an equalizer. It's very hard to bet on to score runs, but I think it levels the playing field between the associate nations and the full members.
Very much so.
Everyone has problems here.
Yeah, well said, Leah. And I think it also highlights the importance of the balance between bat and ball.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, cricket, has three main facets: batting, bowling, fielding. Now, fielding, more or less is independent of the quality of the pitch. But as we have seen time and time again in franchise cricket, the game or the sport generally has become too heavily in favor of the batters at the moment. And I think this particular pitch at Nassau County, and even the one in at Providence in Guyana, there's a little bit of something in there for the bowlers, and that have made the matches exciting.
It has. And anyway, 3D is going to continue. First ball was a dot. That ball that's just followed has also been a dot. It's just played into the offside. Pakistan now really need to press home their advantage. I mean, they've called themselves back nicely from that fast start by Canada. It's 43 for 3. They probably want to limit them to under 100 if they can in the remaining time.
What do you think would be a good score for Canada over here?
I think 115, 120 would be a good score. Around the wicket by 3D, that's a slower ball, bounces before it reaches the keeper. Mova again has a little fiddle at it, but he doesn't get contact.
Considering the Pakistani batting lineup seems a bit fragile, 115 is definitely a very, very good score on this pitch.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I think 115 is what they need to score in order to have a realistic opportunity to defend it with their bowling.
Question is, are they going to get there? Because, with Johnson and Curtin, they had a chance, but now with Curtin gone.
Short by a 3D, that's sort of tucked up Mova slightly, but he manages to drop it into the leg side and scamper through for single.
I mean, Mova has also showcased his talent in this tournament, and he has made some really useful runs for Canada.
He has. He's been quite adhesive and playing a good support role to either Johnson or Curtin as required.
Yeah. And Shahid Afridi bringing the trophy on the ground, looking dashing and dapper.
It's a very angular trophy. It's got very sharp edges.
Yes. Yeah, it reminds me of one of those New York skyscrapers.
Designed by some architect with no idea, lot of ideas of aesthetics, but not an idea of. And that's an appeal by Afridi, and he almost backs into the batsman as he's making his celeb appeal to the umpire. And a couple of words are being said. Meanwhile, the DRS timer is ticking down. I don't think Babar's going to go for this. Nope, it's timed out.
No.
That's the end of the... No, it's not the end of the over. There's one more to go.
No, we got one more. Yeah, that ball was a little bit too high, wasn't it?
Too high, and I think it was still hitting him just outside off stump. Oh, definitely too high. It's hitting him at the top part of his back thigh pad. It's going to go over the top of off stump.
And Aaron Johnson's not a average height or a short statured man. He is quite a big unit.
Johnson 28 of 24 now, and that's all arms and legs and he's just flipped that with a slightly disgruntled Afridi back over his head, back over the rope for a maximum straight down the ground.
What an outrageous shot.
That's Canada's 50 now at the end of 8 overs.
Exactly. Let's go to socials, and we have on Twitter Farong saying, yeah, at least we have proper decent sized boundaries, unlike the Indian punting league. If you don't snack it over the boundary, fair chance you will be caught along the ground. Most of these venues have more sand in the outfield than they have at St. Andrews. And something that didn't tag us explicitly, but I think it's very fitting. The North Stand gang Wankity reminded us that today is the 97th anniversary of the first ever ball-by-ball radio commentary for a cricket match by Sir Pelham Warner from Lords between Middlesex and Nottinghamshire.
Well, we're going to have a change of bowling in this. Imad Wasim is going to come on and with his left arm spin. His first ball, when we're jigging them up in a minute, is pushed out into the leg side for an agreed single along the floor. Just looking at the previous ball.
What do you think of the Canadian performance so far, Leah?
I would say, considering the ground, it's pretty good.
Straight by Imad, and Johnson defends that one. There's no run there.
The South Africans were 12 for 4 against a far inferior bowling attack on this ground.
Oh, and that's a quick single by Johnson, calling Mova through. And I think he's just made that, but it was a tight squeeze. The ball had to go to the cover's left-hand side, and I think that was probably what saved him in the end.
Very well run by Mova over there. He just sprinted like a hare and actually made it to the crease well on time. If you watch this replay now, see? He's crossed the keeper even by the time the keeper's got the bails off.
Yeah, definitely put the afterburners on for that. Dropped his bat in the run through, but he's safe, and that's all that matters for the moment.
Yeah.
Wasim coming in left arm round. That's wide of off stump. Is that going to be a wide? Probably should be.
I know I would have given that a wide.
Because that was right over, and it's not been given, so I'm a bit surprised at that, because it's right over the advisory line. I think he may have got away with that one. The Burtnish ball is a lot better. That's arcing in. Johnson has a little walk down. Sorry, Mova has a little walk down the pitch and gets the ball thrown back at him for his pleasure, just to keep him honest. Imad comes in, last ball of the over. That one's turned again quite a lot, and that's not been given wide either.
Wow, that must have been really generous for the bowlers. Yeah,
very, very economical over from Imad. Only 2 off it. Canada are 52 for 3.
And let's have a look at what people are saying on YouTube. Dan the Castros, oh my god, ridiculous run out. Sigh, senseless. Samantha G says that Canada is not a cricketing nation, and if the US weren't a host, they wouldn't have qualified. Pirate Petro says Curtin there doing an impression of an Ampelmännchen during the run out. An Ampelmännchen is the figure on the traffic light in German.
Okay. Harris is going to continue in 13 runs of his first over.
Now, may I just point out that Canada actually went through the qualifiers, the regional qualifiers for this World Cup, and they beat Bermuda, and that's how they qualified for this World Cup. Yep. So they are not in this World Cup because the USA is a host nation.
And they are not the lowest ranked side in the ICC rankings either, I don't believe.
Yeah, no. It would be, I think, of all the teams in this tournament, probably Uganda, I think.
Uganda and Oman, I think, are the 2 lowest ranked teams.
No, Uganda. Oman's definitely higher than them.
Anyway, Harris had to pull out of that run-up with a bit of a moving turf as he hit his run-up. But he's back again, and that's played by Johnson, but tried to pull it, but that didn't really get up very much and sort of scuttled through to the keeper. Is it ripped his arms over that? Yes, he did bowl that with a slightly off-break action, and that's slowed it up, and he's played too early.
Now, going back to the point Leah made earlier about South Africa being 12 for 4, they have had a couple of mini collapses at the top, haven't they, Leah?
Yes,
yet somehow managed to sort of recover from that and then hang on in both these games. They've managed to get very, very narrow wins.
Yes, exactly. And 106 was almost too much for them. No, not enough for them to defend on this ground. Yeah. Yes. So I'm thinking that the pitch probably levels the playing field a bit for the not very strong bowling attack of Canada, who bowled like drains against the USA.
Yeah, because all Canada has to do is basically just bowl in the zone. They don't have to bowl fast. They don't have to bowl any super deliveries. Just bowl in the zone and let the pitch do the rest.
Harris it again. Last ball was pushed down to third man. This ball is pushed down the leg side. That's a wide. Can't be bowling there and not being given a wide. And Harris again has a slightly aggrieved look on his face, but he can't be aggrieved about that. Surely, almost anything down the leg side. That was well down the leg side. He's going to be given a wide.
And as Bayer and Jason were referring to earlier, just before the beginning of this game, it was that LBW decision that the umpire gave out, and consequently the leg byes that went for a boundary. That was what cost Bangladesh a super over eventually.
And Harris has corrected his mistake, and that's lifted on. Is that Mova? I do believe it is Mova. Yes, it is. And tiny little edge through to the keeper. Mother's gone for 2 off 9 balls. He's not going to stick around today. And Canada are 54 for 4.
Yes,
You
and
silly little boy, what on earth were you playing at? Oh!
Good ball by Harris in the end. It's got a bit of bounce on that one. Just enough to beat the stroke and get an edge rather than get the face of the bat.
yeah, and it was a tiny edge.
Would it be fair to say that the Canadian goose is now cooked?
I'm not sure I'd be celebrating just yet,
No,
but I think the heat's getting turned up on them. They're definitely finding themselves in the oven now. And a new guy comes to the crease. It's, I think, if I can find him, this guy. Here's Ravinder Paul Singh. Here's his jingle.
Swing that bat hard like Ravinder Paul Singh would swing it.
Sporty number 49 on his back. Hopefully you hoping to get that today. That would definitely put Canada in some form of recovery.
Yeah. Aaron Johnson's going to be the key for Canada over here, no doubt. And I think as their senior player, he probably has to take that responsibility now.
Harris in, and that's late on that, and as he plays a sort of defensive glide down to third man and doesn't connect with the ball. Harris was through him way too quickly there, and there's no run. I think Harris now needs to play that ball, but make it straighter, and they could be in all sorts of trouble here. Good bounce on that ball from Harris that took the wicket. As well as
it was the same thing with the wicket that Shaheen Afridi got as well. That ball, not only did it move away, but it sort of climbed on the batter, and you could see that he was trying to either leave or maybe just adjust, but the bounce just caught him off guard.
And is
There's
that out?
another one.
It looks like it is. Harris has done what I said, and bowled it straighter, bowled it slightly fuller. And I think that's caught the outside edge. That's flown to the slip, and that's caught above his head. Canada are now struggling at 54 for 5 with Ravinder Paul getting a duck off 2 balls.
well, it's still better than Quinton de Kock.
Yeah, slightly angled with the bat. He's tried to play that down on the leg side on the angle where he probably would have been better off just to play it back where it came from, and it's caught the leading edge and flown to slip.
Can't blame the Canadians for this, because I don't think they ever get to face bowling of this caliber within their domestic leagues, or even when they play the USA or other nations in the North American region.
And Fakar has made a smart catch look actually quite easy there.
To be fair, the Global T20 is played in Canada with a lot of domestic Canadian players, and there's been a lot of money thrown around in that.
Yeah. But it doesn't quite attract the same level of talent as the Caribbean Premier League or the 100 or the Big Bash.
I do believe it's on at roughly the same time as it, isn't it? So that makes life hard to get the talent. Anyway, the captain has now come to the crease, Syed bin Jafar, and here's his jingle.
It seems that Canada's on the rise, Zaha's eyes are on the prize. Is Canada a cricket country anyway?
And Oh Canada rings out to that. And Oh Canada is what most of the Canadians will be lamenting at the moment. Harris, at the end of this over, and that's on his legs. Zafar works it around the corner. Will they get 2 for that? No, they'll just get 1. So very successful over for Pakistan. 2 wickets in it, just the 2 runs, and Canada are now 55 for 5.
Let's have a look at YouTube, and Samantha G will have you know, Jason, that as a Canadian she won't allow facts to stand in the way of her pessimism. Jara Azizi remarks that the Canadian football team has made a lot of progress. Kieran Roseblade says that we should turn off the oven. The Canadian goose is cooked. Stephen Kalk says, surely it would have been better for the ICC to scrap the Pakistan-Canada game and just have two India-Pakistan games instead. Yeah, probably from a commercial point of view, that would have been ideal. And Harris says, let's hope Aaron Johnson doesn't defect to USA soon, or this Canadian team will fall apart.
I wonder if that's in reference to Nitish Kumar defecting from Canada to the US.
Yeah, and probably in reference to a lot of Americans defecting to Canada during the Vietnam era.
Yes, not least Muhammad Ali, I do believe.
I mean, if you look at
as
it,
well.
Right. Now, if you look at it, the way the minor league cricket is going in the US and the success of Major League Cricket last year, and I think Pat Cummins has signed up for Major League Cricket this year as well. So if they can attract that kind of talent, I think the audience, the viewership will definitely grow, and that will also attract further sponsorships. And that might be one of the reasons for a lot of Canadians to play in Major League Cricket and even minor league cricket. It's a very consistent pathway as such.
Yeah, I
think overall it would be good for the sport and definitely good for players who probably are from regions or countries where it's very competitive to get in the national team, or they don't get the same sort of opportunities in terms of remuneration and payment from making cricket a career. This definitely, I think, augurs well for a lot of those players, because at the end of the day, they're trying to make an honest living through playing sport, and if they can't get in through top leagues, then this could be used as a step-up league, and once they showcase their performance and talent over there, then surely they can go into some of the other franchise tournaments too.
I agree. The ICC is often lambasted, quite rightly, for not growing the game. I think this tournament, whilst there is the worry that we may get too many bare games with one-sided, it hasn't turned out that way in the experience so far. Some of the games have been quite low scoring, and that is in part due to the drop-in pitches.
That's probably due to Sri Lanka and New Zealand.
But it is also getting them a lot of exposure of emerging sides and emerging talent, which can be no bad thing.
I think the other thing we forget is we often talk about players when it comes to growing the sport, but we forget that there's other people involved in the industry too. We have umpires, we have coaches, we have other coaching staff, we have groundskeepers, we have got journalists, broadcasters, administrators, administrative staff everywhere. It's like a whole team that goes into that.
Imad is going to continue in the first ball. The captain hangs his bat out to it, just outside off stump, doesn't get an edge through or a glide down to third man, and that's taken by the keeper, no run. Second ball, that's slightly fuller, and he's just worked that into the square on the offside and walked to single. Johnson's really got a bat to the end here now. He's been quite slap happy for the first part of his innings. I think he now has to rein himself in slightly until the latter stages of this second half of the innings, to make sure that they get a total that they can at least try to defend. Around the wicket by Imad, that's turned, played off the back foot, but with no power and timing by Johnson, and that's poised to swallow that up, and there's no run.
Wasim Akram in the commentary.
Funny they don't have Waka and Wasim in the commentary at the same time.
And just showing the immense power of Johnson. He just flicked that very nonchalantly over long on for six, with basically no footwork and just arms and eye coordination.
How effortless did that look?
It was almost like an afterthought.
Yeah, I mean, it felt as if he had just chipped it, and I thought it probably went to mid-on or something, until the camera panned out and you saw that it's going all the way across the boundary.
That's a huge six. That's a better ball by Wasim, forced him onto the back foot, but it's tight to the off stump and he can't get any power into the shot away. Yeah, just looked like a normal little bunt down to mid-on, long on, and then suddenly it's almost 10 yards by the line. And Imavazim is not giving him a chance to play off the front foot anymore. That's another ball that's slightly short of a length and played into the offside for a single. That's the end of the over. 63 for 5. Johnson goes to 43 off 33, and Canada are 63 for 5.
And we are not having any new messages on Twitter and on YouTube. Dara Zizi remarks that cricket isn't played at school, at least not here in Arizona. Karen Roseblade says one hand, one bounce would do the trick, and they are used to only wearing a glove on one hand, but it's okay. They've made the glove twice as big, a comedy version of Jeremy Beadle. Who's Jeremy Beadle?
Jeremy Beadle is an English broadcaster notable from the 80s. He had one arm which was damaged by polio, which he never used to move around.
Oh, okay.
That ball from Harris is a low full toss, and Johnson bunts it up to long on, and ambles through for a single there.
Kieran's comment was basically in reference to an earlier post that he made,
Oh.
which says the main problem with USA cricket is that they tend not to like the ball bouncing if playing sport on a large field, such as American football and baseball. So to which I replied that perhaps we could entice them by having a one hand, one bounce catch allowance. And so that's why I said that, yeah, maybe that could work. And they're used to wearing a big cartoonish oversized glove anyway.
Yeah, funnily enough, the actor who played Radar on MASH also has a misshapen hand. It's, I think, the left hand, and you never
Did
see
they?
it in the series.
Now that you mention, I'm going to go looking for it.
Harris ran the wicket to Zafar, tempts him outside the off stump. Zafar gives it the full drive but doesn't connect, and that goes through to the keeper.
Now, as a little segue away from this game, what's happening with cricket in Germany here?
We are currently ranked 34th in the ICC T20 ratings, and in July there is one leg of the European qualifiers for the next T20 World Cup in Gelsenkirchen and Krefeld.
Okay. Are you going to be there at the ground in any capacity?
I think I will at least go watch some games, take some photos, and write something for Tony and the website, I think.
Yeah, because you do a fair bit of coverage, especially in German as well, don't you?
Well, I'm trying my best. I'm not employed or in any official capacity by Cricket Germany, but it's not that far from me, so I guess I'll take a look.
Harris did again. That's just dropped into the leg side, but of course all the men are on the boundary, and Harris has to go and field that himself as they amble through for a single.
Do you see a lot of Germans taking interest in the sport, or is it just people who are descendants from migrant families or expats who are working and resident in Germany?
Not really. Of course, most of the national team is composed of expats and
ex-pros as well. Didn't I believe that Ollie Rayner was trying to play for Germany recently in the last 4 or 5 years? Ralph in again. That could be critical. That's short. And it's dropped by Fakar at mid-wicket. That could have been absolutely crucial, but Johnson top-edged that. Didn't really get any power into the shot. It was climbing. It was short. It was a bit wide of off stump, so he's probably trying to muscle it round too much. Fakar has backpedaled and tried to catch that, and I don't think he's even got a hand on that.
No, he did.
No.
He actually did. Just watch.
Yep.
See, it just went straight through his palms. I don't know if he got a finger. There we go. He got a finger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this is the Pakistan we all know and like.
I think he misjudged the distance because his elbows weren't fully extended.
Correct. Yeah. I think the ball just sort of went away from him as it started descending.
They got a single for that, and the next ball by Harris to Zafar is slow and tennis ball bouncy. Did that get given as a wide or not? I don't think so. And so that's the end of the over. Canada are 66 for 5. Johnson still survives on 45.
Mayang says cricket is played in some schools in New York and Florida, maybe other states, but it's just used in gym class, not proper teams or anything. Kieran asks if those are the posh schools, and Dara Azizi says the Pakistan fielding honeymoon is over. True that.
Wasim in, bowls the arm ball to Johnson, tucks him up, tries to force it away on the leg side, off the back foot, and can't get it away.
No, just one thing to mention or highlight is that of the 66 runs that Canada has made, Johnson has scored about 45 of them.
Almost Bannerman territory.
Yep. Almost rinse and repeat there for Wasim and Johnson. Straight. Plays it out into the offside, but there's no run. Wasim doing the cool guy bowling with the shades on. That one turns a bit and Johnson plays it cautiously out into the offside, but with no power.
I think Johnson's got the right approach over here, not taking too many risks against the spinner, knowing that he's probably the last
here we go.
better batsman. There we go.
And that one's again pushed with just arms and legs straight over the bowler, 4-6 to bring up his 50.
On the other hand,
50, pretty nifty on a bowler's pitch.
That sounds very appropriate. I didn't really think about that when I played that jingle, but that's definitely true. 50 on a bowler's pitch for Johnson off 39 balls.
Yes, Leah, you were saying something.
Yes, during both the Netherlands, South Africa, and South Africa versus Bangladesh match, the spinners were targeted by the batsmen. So this pitch has not that much in it for the spinners, I think.
No, I mean there is a little bit of turn, but I don't think they're able to get that nasty bite off the pitch, and I think it's mostly the quicks where you have to be very watchful.
Fourth ball by Wasim was a dot. Fifth ball, he fired it in a little more pacey. It's an outside edge by Johnson, down to third man, and they scamper through a single. It's amazing that a guy with so little preparation by Johnson can hit the ball so far.
Yeah.
Even that shot was just like effortless lift, wasn't it? I'd never have guessed from a two-dimensional TV image that it would carry as far as it did.
And that's the end of the 13th over. We're due to have a change-up. Andy McLean is going to come in to do ball by ball. I'm staying on to do socials. And the Bear should be coming into the studio to do summarising. So thanks very much, guys, and see you.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Yeah, see you during the chase.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys. Delighted to be here, and this first ball is just through the keeper off first ball of the next over. I am having a problem with my delay on this, I must say. So I'll do my best for a while. But if it doesn't quite work out, then
right, yeah, we may need to take over.
Yeah.
Are you having a problem with your camera as well, because you're not showing up on the feed?
Yeah, I've got a face for radio. That's right. Here comes Nassim, and this one's just played away defensively into the covers, and then there's no run. I also have no lights on, so even if I did have my camera on, you wouldn't be able to see anything anyway. So
okay, not a problem.
Yeah, just
you'll be an ethereal voice on the feed.
I've got the builders in at the moment, and they took the key. And so I can't actually get into my house. So, so anyway, here's the scene. This one is Boulder went across the line, and Johnson, who's looked so good so far for his 52, swung across the line. Nassim bowled nice and straight, and the ball careered into the stumps, and Johnson is on his way. So Canada now 73 for 6.
Another one bites the dust. I think that is going to be out, Fred. Another one bites the dust.
Did you hear that, Andy? Andy?
I heard you say another one bites dust. Well, I guess the bales bit the dust when they hit the ground. But yeah, lovely stuff from Nassim and Johnson. Aaron, he's had a good tournament so far. He's 52 off 44.
Yeah.
He's making his way back here now.
Yeah, the problem for Canada is he's made 52 of 73 for the other 6 wickets. They've scored 22. And you kind of feel that...
Not even that, because there's been extras as well.
Yeah. With him out, maybe that's as far as they go.
Right.
Nassim, good figures, 2.3 overs, 1 for 13 so far. One of the few players in the world that does his hair while he's running in to bowl. I haven't actually seen anyone else, well, in recent history anyway, that sort of, massages his hair on the way into bowl.
It's very lustrous hair though, Andy.
I kind of feel like Shoaib Akhtar might have done it, but anyway, here's Nassim. And this first ball, the new batsman, Halim, rising delivery, just managed to play it away down. Just, evading any danger, I guess you could say. It's a replay of Johnson's kind of ugly heave, really.
Yeah, it was not very pretty.
Didn't really get up as much though as he thought. I think he thought it was going to come for another 6 inches.
There's Nassim, and this one's played away behind square. Fielded down there at long leg. Just the 1 run on this occasion. Canada building slowly here. 1 ball left in this over. 6 remaining after this, 6 overs that is.
Where do you reckon they end up?
Hard to say, isn't it? I mean, 6 wickets down against a decent attack as Pakistan has. I don't know. They'll probably be pretty happy if they get to 100, probably.
Yeah.
Seen last ball of the over, and this one's played away off the edge, but there's a very fine third man to get for a single. So at the end of 14 overs, it's 75 for 6.
Mayank says there's been a big 2 wickets for Pakistan. This is still not an easy win from here, though, I reckon. If Canada can get to 110, 115, Pakistan still have work to do, and that was sent before Johnson got out.
Yeah, I think they'll struggle to get to 110, to be honest. I mean, they should do. They've got how many overs left? 5, 4?
6.
6.
Yep, that was the end of over 14. But when you look at all the other people apart from Johnson, you think they may be getting 5 or 6 runs each, so that would take them to just under 100.
Yeah. Well, someone might get lucky, a couple of swings, get a couple of pulls.
Very pessimistic.
I think I'd call ourselves realists rather than pessimists.
Yeah. There was a chance for a couple of wild swings, but
it's going to be Saad facing this next delivery from Ahmad and beats him outside the line of off stump. Through to wicketkeeper Mohammad Rizwan. There's no run, just looking at this one again. Just beat him outside the edge, on his outside edge. Ahmad again, left arm over the wicket. That's down the leg side. Probably will be signalled wide, isn't it is. Just straying slightly with his line. keeping Ahmad. This one's defended into the covers and no chance for a run there. This next one from Ahmad is played to mid-wicket and there's no run, so it's a fair. He's struggling somewhat here. 3 off 11 balls. The Macklin looks quite animated in the TV commentary box. This one's played up to long off. Single.
I think they're all commentating on Imad's moving parts of his action.
Well,
There's
yeah.
lots of bits going on left, right and centre.
Yeah, Canada don't know whether to stick or twist here. You've still got to get runs. You can't just block it out.
And Imad is trying to rush through his over to get through as quickly as possible against a new unset batsman.
Yeah. Plus they're up against the timer as well, of course.
With 4 fast bowlers, yes, he would be.
Yeah, they call it the stop clock. I don't quite understand why they call it the stop clock. Well, there's got to be a better name for it than that. Here's Ahmad around the wicket this time to the right-handed Halim, and that's just prodded into the offside. So Ahmad doing a good job here for his captain. Nice tidy line. One was angled in, and I think they hit the pad.
Yeah, going down there.
Played behind point, so there's a slip in place here for Ahmad. I think that's the end of the over, so it's 77 for 6 at the end of the 15th over. Halim is on 1, and with him Saad Zafar on 4.
It's been a tidy spell for Imad. He's bowled 4 overs for 19, which is pretty much par for the course. Farong on Twitter says, right, the B team has mentioned Bangladesh calls the Aussie umpire Bradman for his various decisions that we've already discussed. But he says it's all good for the Indian bookies. Netherlands, Bangladesh, Super H qualifier, I reckon.
Netherlands? Possibly. Well, USA have got a great chance of qualifying.
It'd be great for the game if they did.
That'd be something. Here is Harris this time on round the wicket, which is played away into the offside by Safar. So it's 4 off 13 balls, so consuming a lot of balls, as they like to say in Pakistan. And of course, it's not really Pakistani so much here. It's the opposition that's the ones that are consuming them, but it seems to be a very common trait that Pakistanis say. Too many balls, generally referring to Babur and Rizwan. Obviously, they're the best opening combination in the world, but it's a different matter altogether. Here we go, and this is the next ball, and it's played away out towards the boundary, and a diving, sprawling effort there, and can't prevent the boundary, so there's a 4 to the total, so that's a much-needed boost to the Canadian score. They move on to 81 for 6, which is carved away through cover.
Good attempt by the fielder. A bit unlucky. It's pretty sandy out there and he kind of jarred his arm. Couldn't follow it properly.
Cut his arm in half. This next one's just bended away up to mid-off. I quite like these Canadian outfits, actually. I quite like them.
Yeah.
Maple leaf, obviously, and no white, but that's quite striking, I thought.
Distinctive. I mean, not that many people have that colour. It's not quite a Dutch orange.
I like the yellow.
Harris, and just through to the keeper Rizwan. Tried to play that one away into the leg side, did Saad Zafar. Contact. That's Shahid Afridi in the crowd.
Yeah, it was.
He was the selector of Pakistan not so long ago, and I was actually in Pakistan at the time when he was the selector. Very nice chap he was indeed.
He was fun.
Gave me his mate. Call me whenever. Nice of him. Here's the next one from Harrison. It's short and it's down the leg side and it's signalled wide, and that was a decision that was not really hittable. So wide given. Takes Canada on to 82 for 6.
Slowly getting there. I've got them under 104.5 at the bookies. It's going to be tight.
It's a game, of course. It's played down the ground, played nicely, and they get through. So just out whether they got one there or not.
They did, I think. The problem with Zafar, I think, is that he looks like he's got all the technique but none of the power.
Just swinging the bat. They just got to use up the overs and hope to get to 100 odd. And they might have a chance.
Grew up playing tape ball cricket and Hindi, I think is where he hails from. So I'm completely sure about that, but feeling years. Grew up on a diet of tape ball cricket and sort of made his way straight into the national side.
Off and away in Pakistan.
This one's driven nicely. It's behind point and it's going to go. Oh, there's a fielder out there, in fact, who's going to cut it off. They'll come back to 2. So Canada now, at the end of 16 overs, they're 85 for 6.
Right, on YouTube we have Dara Azizi saying the Rawalpindi Express was the greatest experiment of hairstyling on approach. Yes, that was, he was always flying around his long manes.
Yes.
And Sagir says Pakistan has a rich history of great mains. Sarfraz, Imran, Wasim, Akib Javed, Shoaib, Naseem. I'm sure I'm missing a few more.
Yeah, there are quite a few of them.
And then he's added Shahid Afridi, Muhammad Irfan, the very tall Muhammad Irfan, Muhammad Amir, Muhammad Asif. He could be called Muhammad, and it certainly helps.
Well, that certainly does help.
Muhammad Asif, he had a nice head, didn't he? Here's Muhammad Amir. Obviously, those two have a little bit in common. Both served jail sentences at one point or other in their career. This one's just defended away into the offside. It's no run.
Who was the skipper of that side who went down?
Salman Butt.
Salman Butt, Lord Snooty, yeah.
Yep, the three of them did time, and at Her Majesty's pleasure, as it was at that time. Of course, it would be His Majesty's pleasure these days. This one's played towards Amir. What's happened there?
It's gone straight up in the air, but over the bowler, and there's no one there, and he can't get back in time. So they get a single.
Oh, that's it. Lobbed back over the bowler's head.
Could have gone anywhere. It went back over the bowler's head. Mind you, I wonder how many fielders are in close that could have actually caught that had it just plopped up to the covers. I bet there's no one there. Certainly no. I can guarantee you there's no one at bloody mid wicket.
Yeah, your perennial gripe.
Yes.
Oh, you mean no fielders on the leg side and inside the circle? All required. Here's Amir again, and this one's played away down to third man, picked up there comfortably, and they just go through for a single on this occasion. So just having a look now on the screen of previous shots from Johnson, who made the 52, which is a standout score of the Canada innings so far. So that's 2, wasn't it? 52. And back in the middle, Canada now 86 or 87 for 6. halfway through the 17th over. Short ball there from Bouncer. Zafar ducked under that one, so he's on 10 off 20. It's interesting looking at Muhammad Amir. He just looks so much older now than he did back at Lords, and when was that, 2012 I think it was, or thereabouts. This one's hoisted high in the air down to, well, it was actually just a top edge really, and it's taken by Muhammad Rizwan. So another wicket falls now. Zad Safar, he's on his way, so Amir makes a breakthrough. It was a top edge, went high in the air. Muhammad Rizwan behind the stumps, the wicketkeeper made no mistake, and Canada now in a real spot of bother. They're 87-7.
On your bike, mate. Bye-bye.
Just looking at this crowd, guys, it's a pretty poor crowd actually, isn't it? Like, so just got a glimpse of the stand there.
Maybe a
No,
third
it's-
full,
Yeah,
to half full at best. I can't imagine it's been heavily advertised, given the fact that it would be expected to be a fairly easy Pakistan win.
yeah, but you might go.
But then there are very fanatical and passionate
Pakistani fans all around the world. Maybe it's not as many as Indians, but
I just thought there might be a few sort of Canadian Indians or Canadian Pakistanis or whatever in there, but it just seems like a very small crowd. Like you just see that view there. It's down to third man. There's literally no one there.
there isn't anyone there, is
There
there? They're scattered. Some of the stands are full. I think they. Well, no, actually, look at the top tiers. A lot of the stands are quite empty.
Anyway, that's the end of that over. And on Twitter, Leia says, the Canadians, talking about the kit, should have taken inspiration for the kit from Marvel Comics and the character Guardian, nicknamed Captain Mapleleaf, and sends us a picture of it, where it's got the red in it, and it's got yellow around the outside for obviously for a superhero, but it's also got quite a lot of white in it as well.
Well, the maple leaf is white on the flag, isn't it?
Yes, it's white and red. National colours.
Yes. Whoever's to go, it's going to be Shaheen Shah Afridi. What's the opening bowler from Pakistan? And this one is played up towards mid-on. The fielder comes in there and they go through for a comfortable single.
You do get the feeling, having a look at them, that they've settled for getting to 20 overs and hopefully 100.
Yeah, very much so. I need to get them under 104.5 though.
Well,
I toyed with going over, and I thought Johnson would get out, and there would then be sort of not many runs scored, which is kind of proving right, but it's going to be right to the line.
89 for 7 as Shaheen comes in once again, and that's driven off. Halim. Well fielded there.
Colleen-
Butler up there.
Kaleem at least seems to be batting with a bit of intent. I mean, he doesn't look like he's hanging around. If it's there, he's going to give it the full beans, regardless of the match situation, I think.
Well, I think to a degree you have to. It's T20, isn't it?
Shaheen's last over. This is the third ball, and it's played up to cover. Up there, and no run there. Very tidy bowling here from Pakistan.
So who has they got left to bowl 18 and 19 then? Mohammed Amir got one, and Nazim Shah.
I think Naseem's got one. I think Harris has got one.
I thought Harris was bowled out.
Here comes.
Oh, fuck, I can't have that.
fielded that one on a follow through, but based on my co-commentators' reactions, that they might have seen something I didn't see because they just didn't.
I just popped up in the air again into no man's land.
It's quite interesting that they're not going for the jugular here. They're just sitting back and saying you can have 100 if you want it.
Well, they're not. They got. You're not going to put. Well, you might put a slip in, but I mean the fielders are quite close in. I mean that just happened to pop up into, and you got lucky. It just didn't carry to anywhere.
But they're not putting anything more than the statutory required number into the ring where they might do.
The teams just don't do that. They're not inventive enough to think that. I don't think.
Once just played away behind point, they'll go through for a single comfortably.
They're all.
I'm not sure that was that comfortable. I think that hit him on the way through. The throw hit him on the way through. I think if that hits, he's gone.
Oh yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Oh. Wow, there you go. It's the problem I'm having with the skittery screen I've got. Yeah, that would have been well out actually. Well out, probably a good yard or so out if that had hit the stumps. Didn't, and Canada added one more to their total. They're 90 for 7 now. Last ball of the 18th over. Here is Shaheen round the wicket, the left armour. It's played away out to deep point. Take a single. So at the end of 18 overs, Canada are 91 for 7.
On YouTube, we have Kieran Roseplay saying Nassau County, just outside New York City, mate. Talking about, could somebody tell me where this match is being played? And someone talking to Sagir says, how could you forget Ramiz Raja in that list of
Ramiz Raja, my
great
God.
hairdos of Pakistan players?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, the Pakistanis call him Rambo, don't they? Raja.
And Brian in Brisbane says 100 is looking sad.
We got away with that one, didn't he?
It's Muhammad Amir beginning a new over, and the first ball was just through to Rizwan. There's no run.
Also in a bit of niche player recognition, he says the stands would be full if Darren Stevens were playing.
Please.
Here comes Amir over the wicket, and this one's pulled away over the top of, well, short fine leg, I guess, out to the boundary for 4. So a nice shot there, well played by
Haliger, I think.
Haliger.
Fell off his helmet.
Nah, I think it's the top edge.
Top edge. Okay.
Yeah, it was top edge.
Yeah, so
it's a poor ball, really, wasn't it? Down leg side.
Yeah, Amir is berating himself.
This one beats outside the off Haliger. So he's 7 from 6. In fact, it wasn't his first scoring shot. He's scored more than that. I just call it. Checking on Rizwan here, is it?
Yeah, I think it's sand from the grass in his eyes.
Ah.
And if he wears contacts, so that's going to hurt.
I don't know.
Well, there was like some dental reconstruction there for a moment.
Well, yeah.
I'm sure Harris Ralph was probably...
Thinks he's helping, but I'm not sure he actually was.
Here's Amir again. This one is just hitting him on the pad. Liger just dribbles back to the bowler. So apart from that 4, it's been a very good over so far from Muhammad Amir.
Yeah, it's been a tight leg side line, perhaps possibly a bit too leg side, but
he's got away with it though, hasn't he?
This one's pulled away out towards mid wicket, but there's a fielder coming in from the boundary there. Good bit of fielding, rocketing the return in. 1 run on that occasion. Just see Muhammad Amir's spell on the highlights so far. Prolific day for him. Wickets and not that many runs. He's got 2 for 13 at the moment off his almost 4 overs, and that's through to the keeper. So another excellent delivery from Mohamed Amir. And that is the end of the over. So with just 1 over to go now, Canada are 96 for 7.
Capital Herbert says the ground has created a perfect form of cricket. A test match that is completed in 3.5 hours.
Well, yeah.
Dara Zizi says England did that in the Windies, Carl. I'm talking about 1998, or was it 2008?
What's that?
The abandoned test match after 17 overs.
Well, I thought it was abandoned.
17 balls, sorry.
17 balls, I was going to say. That was at the Viv Richards. That was the first game at the Viv Richards Stadium, wasn't it? It was the inaugural game, and hadn't laid the pitch properly, and it was just exploding off a length, wasn't it?
Yeah, they had very
dangerous.
sandy run-ups as well, which were dangerous to the bowlers. And what they did was they then went and gave them an extra week to prepare the ARC.
Yes. Over to you, Andy.
First ball from Nassim. Down the leg side, but batsman was shuffling across, and it was quite. Nassim really followed the batter on that occasion.
Oh.
And
well, that was actually out, that last ball of the previous over, but they didn't appeal. Inside edge onto the pad. It was caught by Rizwan.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah. Oh dear, oh dear.
Swing and a miss by Hayliger, I should say. And Rizwan doesn't glove it cleanly. Get through for a bye, I think that's going to be. Is that really? Did he? Yeah, I saw the inside edge. What, it carried to Rizwan?
It did carry to Rizwan, yeah. That's what I thought. I couldn't remember. And then they showed it from behind. It carried straight through to him, yeah.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Normally are onto that sort of thing. This one's slipped away.
Oh my word.
I think that's gone all the way for 6, has it? Yes, it has. Cleared the ropes behind point. Was slashed away with a lovely shot there by Kaleem Sana. Canada, they bring up their 100 in the last over of the innings. 103 for 7. All the way over the boundary. Bounced back a long way.
Yeah, hit the board.
Yeah, here's Nassim again, and this one's pulled away. There's a man out there on the deep square leg or backward square leg boundary. Just going to get the single, so. Quite sure what the TV's showing here. Some sort of thing about release points or something like that.
I think they're comparing Nazim to Bumrah.
Yeah.
I mean, the first thing they noted was Nazim's foot position on his front foot when he landed, which is pointing down the wicket.
Here is Nassim, and this one's pulled the way into the leg side, or picked up to long on. Let's get a single there. So, 1 ball left in the innings. Canada, 105 for 7. Kaleem there on 12. With them, Hayliger, he's there on 9. So it's been a handy little partnership here in this game, and at this particular ground at Eisenhower Park, the Nassau County International Cricket Stadium. We've seen a lot of low-scoring games, and this last one is played up to mid-off. A run through for a single. That will be the end of the innings. So Canada, after 20 overs, they've finished their innings 106 for 7, and I have to say that's probably a reasonably competitive score based on what we've seen so far at Eisenhower Park. These drop-in wickets that were shipped over from Adelaide up to Florida and then transported by truck and dropped into the ground. Of course, it's not a totally foreign concept. It's been quite a regular thing in New Zealand in particular for a long, long time. I think Nasser Hussain and his guys, they felt the full force of Nathan Astle's 237 or thereabouts, many years ago. But anyway, be that as it may, Pakistan has got a chase on their hands, obviously, because they're batting second. You always have to chase when you bat second. But a good effort, I think, by Canada. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, not too bad. I think getting over 3 figures has been a challenge on this track. I think it's very helpful for the bowlers. It'd be interesting to see how well Canada bowl. Really, can they? If I was Pakistan, I'd go hard at the top and try and knock off as many as I can with our bowlers new and hard.
I think Simon Ayub's playing today, isn't he?
Yeah.
I read that earlier that Bubba's going to drop down to 3 for the scant match. So there's every chance that will happen. And Rizwan will always go for it. He always does. Anyway, guys, look, my pleasure being with you. I need to dip out for a while now. I'll be back a little bit later on, and look forward to this run chase.
Coolio.
I'll see if I can find some lights
Okay.
in my house.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. We will see you middle of the middle of the chase.
All right, boys.
See you then.
Yep. We shall probably try and get a little bit of the Bishop and Bear in the podcast.
Go down at the bottom. There you go.
Okay. And we'll be back as soon as they start wandering out again.
The mental side of the game. What kind of led you down that path?
Well, first of all, I'll just say that you kind of touched on the football aspect. That was probably the one thing that gave me the idea initially. I remember watching, because this was an idea that came about over 10 years ago, and it's took me this long to finally put it down into print because of various other projects in life getting in the way, other books and other things in work-wise. But the inspiration, I remember seeing an advert on TV about Soccer's Hard Men. I think it was either a program or a DVD or something like that, and I just thought it was a little bit cliched as a football DVD, because I've never actually I didn't see Vinnie Jones, for instance, who's the iconic football hard man. I didn't see him as being hard. I don't see biting the journalist's nose or finishing the player's career with a stupid tackle as being hard.
Squeezing Gazza's bollocks.
Exactly. So I could be here all day about some of the cliched so-called hard footballers I disagree with, but being someone who works in cricket as well as football, I just thought, wow, man, that would be a really interesting idea to translate to cricket. And the more I thought about it, the more I asked the questions of myself: what makes a hard man of cricket, like you've just asked me? And I think it's a lot more about mental toughness.
Yeah.
It would be in football. Football is really physical, isn't it? Okay, you need a bit of mental toughness when you're trying to get over an injury or you're playing with a bad ankle or something like that. But when you take the Mike Atherton 185 in Johannesburg, he's not like Mike Tyson there. He's not a physical hard man. That's pure stubbornness and bloody-mindedness, as well as obviously being a damn good batsman. But there's lots of examples of being a hard man in cricket like that, where it takes a lot more than physicality. So I studied that a lot more. Another one of those first 3 chapters in the book is called Finding the Mongrel, the Inner Mongrel. And I don't think you can be a hard man of cricket without having a good portion of what I first heard the phrase from Mickey Arthur, actually, what he called the mongrel spirit. And I think we all know what he's talking about, that little bit of that bit between your teeth that someone like a Cole Hooper, who was one of the most elegant, graceful batsmen, if he would have had a bit of mongrel spirit, I reckon he might have averaged 45, 46 instead of 33, 34, so it just wasn't in everybody. But all these...
I think you actually mentioned that example. Mickey Arthur's interesting. Mongrel is often something that I always normally think of Aussie mongrel as 2 words that go together in cricket, but it was There was actually he's a South African then who first
Well,
pointed you towards it, right?
Well, they're two
he
similar
said it
things,
as
aren't they?
Did say it as the Australia coach at the time.
Well,
So
yeah.
it's hand in hand. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was a phrase I hadn't heard, but I think as soon as you hear it, you kind of know what they're talking about, and yeah, I just went into that a bit deeper.
You did, mate. There was one, quite early on in the book, there was something that really interested me. Is when you were talking about beating demons, and you have some, one example you mentioned. You've got Simon Kerrigan in there, which I think everyone who was there or watched it on telly, it's like watching somebody have a really bad theatrical performance, or fluff their lines, or sing out of tune, and you just feel bad for them in a way. I remember when I used to be given presentation training in my previous work, I was told no one ever wants to see you fail, and you sort of felt like that. But there was an example. You had a Scott Boswell, the Leicestershire player, I think bowled about 19 wides or something. They completely lost the plot.
Exactly, it's hard to watch. So the reason for including anecdotes like that is not to relive their humiliation, but more about these are things. There were extreme examples, obviously, but these are things that can happen to cricketers. Although it's a team game, ultimately it's 1v1, isn't it? A mini contest in a team game. And if you're that one who's having a nightmare, you really need to show a lot of toughness to get through it. And to be fair to both players, they might not have got through it quickly, but they did get through it eventually. Scott Boswell went through some dark times for 5 years, which he talks about vividly in the book, but now he's a cricket master at a prominent school in England and is a good coach. So it took him a while to work things out, a few years actually, but he got through it. So that's just another example of the kind of toughness that you need to show in cricket. That was a bit of a different kind of example.
Well, you mentioned bowlers, and one of the, it's kind of obvious in a way, but you made the point. I think that bowlers have more time to think about what can go wrong, because they've, they spend their whole time walking backwards and forwards, plenty of opportunity, whereas a batsman somehow surely has the same time, but you seem to feel that bowlers had more. Which I kind of understand,
I guess that fits into the beating the demons chapter, and yeah, you're right. Bowlers have more time to think about their next ball and all that kind of thing. They're almost in charge of their own destiny in terms of what they're going to deliver if they've got good control of their skills. But equally, I think there's as much fuzzy thinking in a batsman's mind as well, particularly if you know a certain bowler's got the wood on you. I think of the example of I spoke to Dennis Amiss when he batted against Dennis Lillee in the 1970s. He said he was walking out thinking, I don't know where my next run's going to come from. So although yes, the thinking of a batsman is more spontaneous because the ball's coming down in less than a second, if you're not mentally prepared for it and you don't know what shot you're going to play for a particular ball because you already feel beaten, then that's where batsmen can get themselves in trouble if they've got a real negative mindset. That's where you need a bit of mental toughness to kind of back yourself.
Yeah, well, I think I'm a bowler, and I always prefer being a bowler because you get a second chance. If things go wrong, as you say, you get more chance. Even if you have a bad spell, you can come back and you can get redemption the next time you come in by getting a couple of wickets or bowling a really good spell, and just get your mental state back up there. It's like, yeah, I am all right. Whereas with a batsman, you get one chance, you nick off, as you say. And if you start a series like Broad to Warner in a couple of Ashes series in England, by the end of that, was it 2019? By the end of 2019, he looked completely shot. I didn't know what he was doing against him.
So these things can snowball into a big issue, but that only becomes a big issue if you allow it to. It did, didn't it, for Graham Gooch in 1989 against Terry Alderman? Yeah. He was mentally gone and asked to be left out of a test match to sort his technique out. So, again, he came back in a big way. So that would have taken an element of mental toughness to kind of
Well,
get
there's definitely a few like that. I mean, I don't think he ever asked to be left out, but Atherton and Glenn McGrath, was it 19 times?
Yeah.
You have, and yet you have Mike Atherton as one of your 22. We will get onto them, absolutely.
Sometimes I think Alec Bedsoff got out Arthur Morris 18 times. Although Arthur Morris had a lot of success against Bedsoff, I think when they face each other a lot, those stats are a little bit skewed. But yes, I think Atherton definitely would have. I think he admitted himself by 2001, his farewell series, he knew he was just going to get out to McGrath, and you're beaten before you start when you're thinking like that.
I mean, you referenced the David Frith book in the anxiety.
And we are back. Adjit's supposed to join us, but
he's not here yet. And the men are out of the crease. And the bowlers are ready almost, so we should jingle up some guys and get going. I'm Jason, and I'm going to be taking you through the first set of overs for this reply. Chasing, it's Kaleem Sano's bowling.
Here we go.
Left armour is going to be on bowling over the wicket to
Saib.
It's Ayub, yeah, I think, and Rizwan. And Rizwan is going to face. And here comes Sana. Busy action. He's got a thick inside edge off the bottom of the bat there to down to just behind square leg for a single. Straight off the mark straight away.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Ajit.
Last minute entry.
Yes, that's okay.
Well, they have at least gone and done one change. Saim Ayub is back in the 11. Maybe to give that impetus and give Babar some chance, I suppose. But, well, does Canada have the bowling? We've seen two defenses of just 100 plus scores here on similar sort of conditions and pitch. Can Canada do that though? That's the question.
Well, yeah, that is the question.
Yep,
I mean, common sense would say no, but yeah. We've seen stranger things happen in this game.
Especially with Pakistan.
Ayub is left-handed to left-handed here, and that's a flowing drive, but he can't beat the point. Who flings in the ball. Keeper is Mopper, makes good ground to get up to the crease to catch it on the run. And there's no run there.
We don't have an Ayub dingle.
Everyone knows he's not hit a bolt, he can hit the ball. Really quite far if the bowling's up par, the runs are sure to flow. Oh, he bats and he keeps, and that's what the deal is, because he's Muhammad Rizwan.
Are you very much out of the Alex Stewart bat twirlers mould? Ready to face, and that's way down the leg side. In fact, that's going to be 5 wides. That's really chucked down the leg side. There's no chance for the batsman or the keeper to get anywhere near that, and that's 5 easy runs to Pakistan.
Wide. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That takes care of the runs for this over. It's 6 with just 2 balls bowled, and I think he was going for a Hail Mary. Having seen how much the previous ball swung, I think he tried to sort of pitch it on leg hit off or whatever, but it just kept swinging away. So it ended up to be a really, really ordinary delivery from Kaleem Sana.
Yeah, it's not a good ball, and that's taken all the impetus of any defence out of their hands already. That's a better ball. That's swinging in, but that's, I think, either inside edge or just going to miss leg stump.
A bit of inside edge on it.
An appeal, but quickly swiftly cut off.
I dare say it could not have hit the stumps in any case.
Yeah, it's big inside edge.
Yeah, also an edge. But that line and that length, he didn't look comfortable playing that one. He'll do well to sort of get in that range there, Kaleem. They have a couple of good bowlers. Kaleem Sana, of course, Heiliger, probably he will more finish the innings. By the way, I heard in the first innings, Heiliger in Dutch, and I assume German actually means holy.
Another ball from Sana. That's slightly shorter and tucks Saim up. He just chops it down into the crease. Can't get it away. There's no run.
There you go. At least he's mixing up his lengths well. He's trying to get on that, that patch of the pitch that's tough to play from, where the ball sort of stops on you. I think he pretty much nailed it. But the only thing is the ball is new, so there is some, hardness to the ball, and the batters will like to maybe get a few runs off. But they'll want a good start here, good power play, Pakistan. They want to chase this now.
Yep. And sorry. And Saim gives it the full face of the bat and pierces the cover field, but it's not going to make the boundary. They're going to just pull it in time. Is he going to make 3? Yes, they are. They're going to go for 3, and they're going to make it.
Well timed that. Sort of, he didn't look to hit it too hard.
Looks like
I think they may have stuck to just 2 runs, by the way.
Just 2. I thought he was hit better than that.
No, he did hit it well, but sort of the relaxed posture of the fielder told me they're not going for the 3rd. They're not completed 2 by the time the ball was picked up. Canada will be a little disappointed. They had 1 batter going through, but nobody. They needed a couple of teens somewhere in there. They could have made 130, I think. They waited too late till skipper Saad bin Zafar and Kaleem Sana. They could have gotten those teens in a little earlier, potentially.
Last ball of the over from Kaleem. That's a good ball. That's lifting outside off stump. It's a flash by Saim. He doesn't get edge on it. That's the end of the over, and it's 8 without loss in their chase.
Not a lot of people with us. Oh, hold on. I'm a Mike says hi to you guys. I'm a lover of sport, any type of sport, netball, football, cricket, but does wear the glory days of cricket. Thanks. Thanks very much. I'm a Mike. Pleasure to have that in from you. Yeah, I've enjoyed cricket in New York, I have to say. I've liked spicy wickets for T20s. It's quite fun. Had a lot of tense finishes. Mainly because everyone's always in the game with low scoring games.
Yep. It's going to be Gordon to open the bowling from the other end.
Oh, there he is. So
let's see if we have a jingle for him.
I do believe we do.
Jeremy Gordon.
A man died when he insulted Jeremy Gordon. He should have known. Jeremy
I was
doesn't
thinking
take
more of a
shit.
Batman. Sorry.
Well, I thought he'd do Gordon's Alive from Flash.
Also that. Yeah.
Big, rangy guy comes in. Looks like a right-handed Keith Barker, if people know who that is.
Yes, that's a good one. That's a good experience.
Kind of slings it, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he's got that very sort of muscly, almost over-muscled physique.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that one just died on its way away from the batsman to the keeper.
Because he bowls at about 80 miles an hour, and you think if he got everything in rhythm, he'd be a 90 mile an hour slinger.
Yep.
Could be, yeah.
There's bounce there for that one though, and that's caught Rizwan a little bit by surprise, and he's pulled out of the shot. Reasonably, I suppose, because there's no need to really chase after everything. Chase after 7. But you want to improve your net run rate.
You can really get bogged down on this pitch, I think. You've got to be positive. You've got to try and put the bowlers off their lengths. It's going to make it easier for you.
I'm looking at the lengths he's hit already. He's probably hitting that patch that makes you uncomfortable on this pitch.
Yeah.
So he started well, but can Rizwan adapt?
And that one's showing the slight inconsistency in the pitch.
Yeah.
Not too dissimilar, but that one goes through it probably half the height and bounces before it reaches the keeper.
Yeah. It's a little bit tricky out there.
He's at least consistently outside off stump. There hasn't been anything close to the stump so far. Perhaps you could argue, based on the inconsistent bats, he may need to bowl just a little bit straighter.
Yeah.
Yes. That could make it interesting, but look, he's sort of testing out the parts of the pitch, one looks like.
Again, tries the same ball and chops by Rizwan down into the covers for no run. He's in danger of bowling a maiden here. That's obviously killed it now.
Nah, it's all right. I mean, they have the freedom of giving a maiden or two. I mean, look, at 53 for 1 in that chase against India at the halfway mark, Pakistan are actually on top. But if they get to that one, they're going to kill the game off very quickly after that, right?
It is
So
interesting.
probably that's going to be the target.
And it comes in 5th ball. That's left by Rizwan.
It's not a wide. It's one inside the wide line.
No. I think he left it knowingly. He might actually be gunning for that maiden. He's sort of looking to get his eye in, knowing, what I said. 55 for no loss, 55 for 1 or 2. You're very much on top at the halfway mark here.
But looking at Gordon, it doesn't look like he's in necessarily good rhythm in this innings. We just seen some highlights of him from previous matches. He looks far more in it. And that's hit up in the air. Is that anywhere near anybody? It is. And it's taken, and Gordon takes the catch himself.
That was a replay from the Ireland match.
I've been Tony'd.
You have been Tony. That was a completely different day. It was a sunny day, I thought.
And the last ball is on the stumps. It's just worked into the leg side. They trot through for a single.
In your defence, they wear very similar jerseys. But all right, yeah.
And that's the end of the second over. Pakistan are 9 for 0.
That's me. Annie and Tony are going to... Well, Tone's going to T20 at Middlesex tonight, Lords.
Yes, against Somerset, I do believe.
Yeah, and Annie is wishing well. She's hoping that his luck isn't too good, obviously.
Well, we see the Hulk's hands have arrived, but not the rest of him in the crowd. There's a guy who's dressed up as the Hulk whenever Pakistan play around the world.
He's handed his gloves to the lady sitting in front of him.
Fair enough.
Kieran Blow says that's a weird jingle, mainly because I don't get it. What's it meant to be from? I don't know. Ask Mog.
And Rizwan gets one to drive finally. That's wide of cover, but can he get in for 2? No, it's slung in by the mid-off coming round, and he limits them to 1.
Skipper. That looked like the skipper, Saad bin Zafar. But yeah, well done him. Good fielding. He sort of slid and fielded the ball well. And these batsmen, both of them look to have gotten their eye in. And I dare say we might witness some fireworks now. If Canada can stay on their toes is the question. Maybe they get some chances.
Well, that's what this pitch you hope for as a bowler.
And
they have an interesting field.
Yeah,
one in deep third man, one in deep square leg.
Yeah, that's the 2 men out for the left-hander. And that's angling into the stumps. It's chopped down by Saim into the gully area. No run.
I guess that says you're going to bowl it quite short. So
there is at least one short ball coming is the hint.
Yeah, so you're getting cut or pulled if it's going anywhere.
Meanwhile,
certainly not up there for the drive.
No. I mean, I think he's going to bowl well within himself, but that's, I think, a red herring or whichever coloured herring you like. He's going to probably keep hanging it outside the off, challenging Saim to probably take a look at the rest of the leg side. Maybe
full outside off with a cover for the squirty drive, and that's full on leg stump, and it's just over mid-on. And they get a single. They can't get 2.
The fielder was Navneet Dhaliwal, who was at mid-on also previously, not the captain. But yeah, I mean, this is what I meant. They're going to now try and challenge Saim to go over the top on the leg, if that's what his choices will be. That's going to be a nice challenge. Saim is never afraid to hit the ball in the air, let's just say.
And you can't be. It's T20, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I think any format of the game, I think that's how he's going to go. Saim, he has the attitude of, let's say, a Sehwag or a Gurbaz, let's just say. The format won't make much of a difference to him.
He played in one of the T20s in England, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah, he soon got dropped.
He was replaced by Rizwan coming up the order again.
Yeah.
And that's wide. And he's chopped that over the keeper, into the ground and over the keeper, but it's slow enough that the third man can scoot around and pick it up. Just another single to him.
That's a clever field placement. The third man is sort of finer. I mean, I think they're sort of expecting these sort of shots. But yeah, I mean, I think I dare say both teams should be happy at this stage, given that Pakistan are 12 for no loss in the third and Canada have not really leaked a whole lot of runs.
No, they've not got off to a flyer at all here. I think that's partly due to the pace of the bowling being slightly slower and they can't quite time the ball yet.
I think it suits this pitch, this pace. A little bit faster, it probably becomes easier to hit.
I don't think it becomes any easier to hit. To be fair, I just think it's a great bowl. It's a great pitch for bowlers.
Again, Syme has a swish and misses at the ball that's wide of off stump.
That was eminently hittable, I thought. There you go, he missed out on that. But probably it's that spongy bounce in the pitch.
This is the thing. This is the thing about the pitch. I don't think you're never in on this pitch. It's one of those ones that's a little bit too paced, up and down. It's very difficult to hit through the line of the ball and get it every time.
I'm just seeing Rizwan from the first innings where he caught the ball that was top edged. He had a look at, I think he might have been put off by the drone, and he's thrown the ball at the drone.
Spider cam, yeah. I think he was just annoyed and tried to get out of my way, sort of thing.
Last ball by Kaleem. Syme's got a bit of hold of that, but that's not going to get to the boundary. That's over wide mid-on, and they've sprinted through for 2. That's the end of the 3rd over, and Pakistan are 14 without loss.
Oh, back to me. Who have we got here? Pirate Bachar agrees with you. He said, "Should it really be Gordon's alive? Any excuse for a bit of Brian Blessed." Leah says, "Yeah, I'll have to see if I can clip something funny from Bezel's Rolls, Blake's 7. Blessed's Rolls. Oh, okay. Was Brian Blessed in Blake's 7?
He probably was. I mean,
Space
job in acting, he'd take any gig that was going in the early 80s, I would have thought.
I don't remember in Blake's 7. Space 1999, was he in that?
He was in Blake's Space 1999.
Wow. Fuck me, that was like late 60s, early 70s, wasn't it?
Late 70s. Gordon's in. That's chopped off the back foot. He pierces the cover ring. Another guy dives on that and hurls it back.
Yeah.
Looks
like the
2
same
for Rizwan.
Ball seems to be following him, but you can see that it's not easy to time off the pitch of sort of a good length ball, but also the outfield is a little slowish and the boundaries are big. It's sort of an ideal ground if you want to sort of get in rhythm with the ball, and if you're a spinner you'll love this ground, I think.
Yeah, straight hits are 70 odd metres.
Yeah. Gordon in again. That's straight. That's not moving away, and Rizwan chops down on the ball and it squirts out into the leg side, but they can't get a single.
A little bit of cat and mouse, I think, so far on this pitch. The batsmen not really getting away with the big shots, but Canada keeping themselves in the game. But it'll all be about the breakthroughs. If Pakistan get to the end of power play without any losses, I mean, they'll be so firmly in the driver's seat that probably it'll be unreversible.
Gordon with his very shouldery action. That's just flicked into the leg side, and easy enough single. Slightly misfielded by the man running round and covered by another fielder.
This is what I mean, right? You can see they're getting run a ball without really sweating the big stuff, right? I mean, this is the advantage they have, knowing how much they need to score. Just over 5 runs more, if I may put it like that.
And it almost becomes easier to do that after a power play, doesn't it?
Exactly. So if they've gotten through the power play, you have 2 set batters, so the captain of the Canada side will be forced to change the field, sort of spread it a bit, and you're playing right into Pakistan's hands.
Gordon, that's just outside off stump, but it's a good length, and Syme can't do anything other than punch it into the covers.
This is not
without any real power.
Yeah. I mean, not necessarily bad bowling from Canada, but there is no penetrativeness. There's no threat yet. Batsmen look comfortable.
The only threat is
when
threat is when they actually go after a ball that they expect to hit. Gordon again. That's on the legs. Is it just? Oh, it's just not quite got hold of by the man on the 45 chasing round. He didn't really time that at all on his hook shot, and it was looping up, and it's good effort by the fielder, whose name I can't quite see.
Well, it's the opener Navneet Dhaliwal, who the ball following.
When he's caught that high on the bat, there's no real.
I think that was a catch. I mean,
it was a catch. He got a hand to it.
Oh, he nearly dragged it in,
Yes, and he nearly got it. It was a wonderful effort. He went one-handed. He couldn't have gone two-handed, I think. It was far away from him. But it looked like he was never closing the fist on the ball. It just jumped out of his hand. That's a weird thing to see. It
Yeah.
almost looked like, he's trying to save a 6. He's trying to pull it in rather than hold on to it.
I
Okay,
think he's
but, well tried though.
That's a horrible smear by Rizwan, who chops it into the ground, doesn't know where the ball's gone. Syme has
It's
come
hit him-
through
it's hit him
already,
hard.
and he's had to sprint for a run at the other end with the keeper running around to try and throw him out. And he's been hit on the way through.
I think it's just hit him on his wrist. by the
But he's
looks of it.
grinning away. He's grinning with Gordon, punching his wrist.
Rather not. I think upper arm. But yeah.
And that's the end of the fourth over. And Pakistan on 19 for naught. Rizwan's on 8 off 13. And Syme is on 6 off 11.
Oh, that's me again.
It comes round quickly, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. I'm just enjoying watching the cricket. Nothing on Twitter. Come on, peeps. Who we got over here? Wayne Wickham says, to be informed means hitting the ball in every angle without fumbling.
Yeah, that looks. The more you look at it, the more it looks like a speculative attempt at the catch, but more of an attempt to stop the ball from going for runs.
He almost was happy to drag it back in as if he's pulling a 6 back into the play.
We've got to change the bowling. It's going to be Helliger to.
Here he is.
He's got a jingle that goes like this.
Dylan, you're a tough man, hard man, you're gonna be at the World Cup too. Dylan Heidegger, Dylan Heidegger.
That will be my choice.
Play?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I've done that, Mohammed Rizwan. The ball is. I mean, Helliger has basically pulled out of a run up, and the ball's dribbled out towards the batsman.
Oh dear.
But he's gone down to do the longest defending, and then he fielded it with his hand. Don't do that.
What happens if you
just don't do that?
No, nothing I suppose, but still.
That's a better ball from Helliger. That's angled down by Rizwan into the third man area, but he can't get enough for a 2. Just a single.
Another very robust man with a very muscly action, sort of almost front on. I mean, when he pulled out of that action in the first ball, I thought he hurt himself. I mean, it didn't look natural the way he stopped. But he seemed to be okay, and he's continuing. So, in the 5th over, 24 no loss. Are Pakistan playing it right, do you think, guys? Or are they making it a bit tough in the coming overs for themselves?
They're making more hay out of this than they should. They're potentially getting bogged down very slightly, but we don't know what the change bowling is going to be after this. And that's through, and is that out? It is out. He's got a tiny little inside edge on that, Syme. And that's carried through to the keeper, who's made a good low catch. Syme goes for 6, and it's the first breakthrough.
The crowd says you're out.
Well, we saw a nervous looking Babar sort of looking on, and now he gets to come out. The keeper changed direction very smartly.
Yeah, it's a good piece of reaction by the keeper, who was moving to take the ball sort of as it was angled across, and then the tiny little inside edge moved it more back towards the stumps, and his feet went away from him, but his hands didn't. And he's
very, very smartly done. But yeah, Canada have the breakthrough and at no great damage to the score yet, so they'll be very happy. Not a happy return for Syme back into
the Syme experiment. Not a success on this innings.
Nope, but a new man in is
the previous over.
He doesn't, because he's a cricketer from Pakistan and he's a really good one. Thank you very much.
And now
sense of sobriety from somebody you don't expect much from. Mog there. With that jingle.
And it's the premier partnership of Pakistan now.
Yep. The old firm reunited right at the top again.
Averaging 40 in this form of the game with over 4,000 T20 runs.
I think that's the highest currently. The highest total for a player.
Oh, and that's going to be a wide down the leg side by Helliger. He hasn't changed his lineup for the right-hander.
Correct. Well spotted. Sorry, well spotted.
Must have been a very thin edge.
Nah, it was a clear edge though. I mean, you saw it. The way his head went, snapped right back, the batter. He had nicked it.
But where was Mother going? He didn't deviate that much.
Well, no, he'd overcommitted to catching the ball as it went through.
Yeah.
And his feet went in front of him, but fortunately, he was just enough to get there. And that's a better ball by Heliger. That's angled towards off stump, and Baba gives it due respect and just pushes it back.
Well, this is right in Babar's ballpark, if I may say so. Scoring at just under run a ball, you keep going. Both of you do it. I mean, 70 for no loss, 70 for 1 in the 13th over. Would Pakistan need to look back? I mean, that's what I'm trying to just give it a positive spin. This is right in their wheel park, or what do you call it, wheelhouse.
And another ball that cuts Babar in half a bit. He plays over the top of it, and it goes through to Mother.
He looked a little sort of half-hearted playing at that. That was weird for me. But all right, not a problem.
Yeah, we're just seeing some of Heliger's former wickets.
Heliger's wickets. He bowled well against Ireland, actually.
Yeah. No great pace in the run-up. It's all in the action. And that one's again lifting outside off stump, and Babar can just punch it back, straight back to the bowler.
Sort of again an open-chested sort of slightly slingy action, very muscly. Big strong man, this.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a look of Kieran Pollard about him in terms of bowling. No, he just lumbers up and wangs the ball down.
Goes wang. I mean, there were many people like that. Most
Dre Russell as well.
Famously. Yeah.
That's down the leg side.
I think he snicked that. Or it took his pad.
Adrian Holstock is not impressed. Heliger and Mother both think they've got him. Surely if they think they've got him, they must appeal here. And they must go for the DRS. Ansad does go for the DRS in the end. Has he?
I don't think.
Yeah, he's gone for it.
He's gone for it. Yeah, he's definitely gone for the review.
He thought about it, almost did it, then thought about it again, and has finally committed to the review.
He was keeping us all on tenterhooks, but I think that took the pad on the way. I mean, from the body languages out there, it doesn't look like it hit the pad.
But it is Babar. It is one of the premier batsmen in the world in this format. So I think you have to take the chance.
Also, I wonder how close it was to LBW. I don't think much, but maybe there's something. He was hit in front of middle, so
do you know
maybe
what?
There's something to it.
That's either nothing or it's bat. I don't think it's off the pad.
Is it?
I don't know. It could be off the pad.
I think it just missed.
But the keeper was the one who went up, wasn't he? I mean, it's angling down leg side.
It's just the pad, I think. But I wonder how much of an LBW chance it gives. This is the crucial thing for me.
Well, there's no ultra edge. It's clearly come off the pad. The question is now if it's going to hit leg stump in any way, shape or form. But I think it's just going to go.
It's going
cross too much.
I think they're unlucky. I think it's going to nick the outside edge of the leg stump.
I think he's going to do that, man.
No?
Nah. Look at the angle he's bowling from. He's bowling it, pushing it down there.
And yep, impact in line, wickets missing.
All right, missing comfortably. All right. I was a bit carried away. He had an angle on him, the ball. He was bowling it from wide of the crease. There was some angle generated, but not a bad review. I think this is all right. The review was lost, but that's good. They're meaning business. You see that, Canada?
Yeah, I think they had to do that. I don't think that they've lost anything they would have used otherwise.
Bear, anything on the
socials? Yeah. Twitter's quiet, but YouTube's bumping along. What have we got up here? Kieran Roseblade says, inform is a phase that came about in the 1800s when one batsman would tell the other what was happening with the ball / wicket in order for them to be able to play the ball better.
Correct.
How very ungentlemanly to tell them what the ball's doing.
Exactly. I mean, keepers after a innings of fielding were considered in. So many teams had keepers opening. This is, back in the underarm days.
And it's Gordon again. That's short. Hacked down by Rizwan into the ground. And he's annoyed because he's put it too much into the ground and not enough into forward motion. And he
Kohli
can't get the
believes a lot
ball
of
off the
that.
pitch at the moment.
But Kohli believes a lot of that, hitting hard into the the hard surface around the pitch where there's potentially on the pitch. The ball sort of takes off. Maybe not in this place.
And Gordon to continue. He's got good figures at the moment. He's tried that again, but this time he's pulled it to the leg side where there's no fielders, and he's going to make that to the boundary.
That's a good shot. Is that the first boundary?
No, second, I think.
Not many, no?
No.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Was that 2 boundary jingles there? Well done.
Sorry?
I think I heard 2 boundary jingles. Or was it in my head?
No, you heard 1 boundary jingle.
But at least you are hearing the jingles now after our bear does technical stuff with Russ earlier today.
Fantastically done. And it helps us, commentators.
And that's a bit of an effort ball by Gordon. That's chopped in, down to third man, and they scamper through for 2. That's a good piece of work by the fielder. It's a good piece of cricket all round, actually.
Yeah. They were smart to take 2.
Oh, Rizwan's up nearly run a ball.
Yes, there you go. I mean, he has the experience. As I said, this is very nice if you are Pakistan, the top order, these 2.
And
they
Rizwan
can just go unhurried along their way.
And Baba does seem to like a little bit of time to just bed in before he starts pushing the ball to all parts.
Exactly.
And Rizwan is always the faster starter of the 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's another good ball by Gordon. That's well up on leg stump, and
there was nowhere to miss that. There would be no there would be no difficulty in making a decision, I think.
And Rizwan managed to get his bat down in time and just plods it gently back towards the bowler.
Meanwhile, we see the lengths, those difficult lengths on this pitch, and we are seeing a highlight of how, just short of good length and even length, just back of length, is really troubling the batters.
Gordon is short, and Rizwan gives him the charge, but can't get a bat on it. Well, he gets a bat on it, but can't get and he's broken his bat.
Yeah, that's why.
He's hit so many balls on the toe of his bat now that it's just knocked a bit edge off it.
The bat's gone. He might as well put it in the fire, as my teammates often talk of my own bat. So, yeah. It's knocked a ball-size shaped chunk right at the bottom of the bat.
Well, this shows how lightly pressed the bats are nowadays, because they're very lightly pressed to be springy and provide power. But
you'll have many layers actually, and they're dried and pressed together, right? You don't have a dense material. You have a composite light material.
But the consequence of that light pressing nowadays is that they are far more prone to break more easily.
You see that, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, he was going for an ugly hack. I don't know if he would have succeeded even with a ball hitting not close to that much of the bottom. It was quite a hack.
Will certainly take all the power out of it by knocking it into pieces.
Correct.
That's a better ball by Gordon, but it's played better by Rizwan, who chopped it down and takes the agreed single into the gully third man area. And that's the end of the power play, and that's Pakistan on 28 for 1.
There, look, another batsman who destroyed the bat, just broke it apart.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Yeah. Anything on the social spare? Otherwise, I have a thought.
Wayne Wilkinson's no. He thinks that Kieran's wrong about inform. Long explanation.
Okay.
They're having a conversation between themselves.
Fair enough. Look, here, they are a little bit behind the pace, Pakistan. And, I mean, they'll still not need to worry. As long as these 2 stay. You saw that they're bowling consistently short of good length and even short Canadian bowlers. This is an excellent introduction. As soon as the power play is done, we have the skipper coming in.
Yeah, it's going to be Zafar to bowl his spinners.
Goes like this. Well, we'll give it to him after his first ball.
And that's down the leg side. That probably will be a wide. Yes, it is a wide.
So we'll give him his jingle instead.
It seems that Canada's on the rise. Zafa's eyes are on the prize. Is Canada a cricket country anyway?
That's a better ball already. That's on the
Wonderful
stumps,
second.
turning very slightly to straighten, and Rizwan defends stoutly.
You encounter such pitches occasionally, right? Where there'll not be a whole lot of appreciable turn, but you can still do a lot with your flight and dip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's again angling into leg stump, but Rizwan knocks it round the corner for a fairly straightforward single.
Well, Vaughan always used to say, right, if there is a pitch with uneven bounce, if there's a pitch with decent amount of bounce, spinners are always in on it. So how you bowl on it is up to where you pitch the ball. And it is probably easy for somebody like him with such immaculate control of his lines and lengths.
I'll get to Bear to comment on his action and his tactics, being a fellow left arm spinner.
Fair enough. Yeah, left arm offie.
And that's again on the stumps, but no spin really this time, and that's just worked back and across to the man coming in from the boundary. Easy single for
I just think this wicket you don't need a spinner on in this World Cup.
I was thinking Bear no mid wicket and you're not commenting. Those went right through that area. Never mind.
That's fuller and slightly more outside of stump, and Rizwan presents the full blade to the ball and punches out to the depressed mid on, and ambles another single. Pakistan 32 for 1.
Change it in this over.
We will.
And Lee McLean is coming back. Lee is coming back. And Will is supposed to be here, of which only one of them, Leah, is there.
So we might need to stay on.
It's all right.
And
Pakistan is doing really well. They ran a 2 on that one. They just dinked it into mid wicket, and by the time the deep wicket fielder could come, they ran 2. So this is good batting. Very sensible. As you say, Bear, they're making the most of the spinner without really taking any risks.
Yeah, that's the modern era. How to manage the pace of the ball off the bat to make sure you get back for 2.
Again, no mid wicket. All the balls have gone right there.
And that's pretty much the same position, but with only one. He clearly wants a strike for the next over.
Correct.
So Pakistan 35 for 1 after 7.
How does it go? Should I hang on?
Who have we got? We've got Will and we've got Leah. I've got to stay here anyway because someone's got to press the
I'm
button.
off then.
So
see you later in the game. Leave some for me.
Okay, will do. I think it will go there. I think it will go into the next spell.
Yeah, pretty sure it will.
All right, Leah.
Hey.
And Will, you can join us.
Oh.
Hi. Hi. How are you, mate?
I'm alright, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Nice. How's it all going?
Yeah, it's going alright. Pakistan on course. Not going along very quickly. 5 and over.
Nah.
It's steady.
It's just... this New York thing is mental. It's
great. I love it.
It's amazing. I love it, but it's weird. Because, like, you've come just from, like, the IPL where they're sort of knocking 300. And then this.
Yeah, but this is a lot more bloody interesting than fucking 300, I tell you.
So much more fun. I love it.
Well, Junaid Siddiqui is coming at the other end. I'll give him a jingle in a second. First ball just goes on with the arm. It's played out to the leg side. There isn't a mid wicket, funnily enough. And I'll just get 1 run. Who's bowling? Junaid Siddiqui, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep. I have been loving Canada so far. It's been bloody amazing. Aaron Johnston is an absolute machine.
He's a monster, isn't he? I mean, he didn't time a lot of those shots, but he got enough power behind them that muscled it.
Yeah, like proper beast of a man.
Well, the win predictor has 91% for Pakistan, 9% Canada, so that's about right.
Yeah, that's about it, isn't it? And Nicky Curtin's amazing.
today got run out stupidly. That was played up to long on, and that's a single, and that kind of slowed them down a little bit. I'm going to play the jingle for the bowler. It's this guy.
What you try to do? Hey,
37 for 1. Pakistan chasing 107 to win this game. It's tossed up, and ooh, Baba's eyes lit up a bit, but he clunked it up to long on. No great timing. And he got himself a single. 6 and over will get him home, won't it?
It's crazy. That's like...
It's kind of like ODI scoring rates.
Yeah.
Which makes kind of sense. That one's played up to long on. For a single.
It's like when they first started playing T20s professionally in 2005. I feel so young again.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That one's down leg side. It should be a wide. It is a wide. Keeper takes the bails off needlessly. He was tossing up there hoping it would turn, but the seam rotation wasn't good. And it didn't bite. This one's tossed up again. I think it might have been a googly. It's worked into the leg side. He puts his hands up and goes, but there's no one at mid wicket. But this time he chased it down. They get a single. So that's 5 singles are wide. 1 ball to go.
Easily making the run rate then.
Yep.
How quickly do you reckon they're going to knock this off then?
Well, I think if they get to about 70 and haven't lost another wicket, they might try and... I mean, they kind of need to improve their run rate.
Yeah.
That's played into the offside. To the man at cover, and there's no run. Although, having said that, their run rate can't be that low because they lost by not many. They went to a super over, which net run rate 0.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they count the run rate in the actual super over. And then they only lost to India by 12 runs over 20 overs. So their actual net run rate probably isn't that bad. It's just slightly negative.
Their problem in this match is that their run rate over the last 5 overs is below the required run rate. They are going at 5.4 for the last 5 overs, and the required rate is now 5.5.
Well, these two are good enough to up the rate. That's what I mean. I think if they get close enough, they might try and put their foot down. I think this wicket is quite treacherous and everyone knows it.
Yeah, they've moved on to the last square, haven't they now?
I don't
this
know.
is the first. But not that it's actually made any difference.
No.
Not much.
Defended back to the bowler and there's no run. 49 minutes remaining. Canada on target to get their overs in time. That one's driven by Rizwan. Beats the man at cover. We'll go out to the man in the deep at long off. They're single.
I would absolutely love them to keep this stadium. They're not going to, I know, like it said, they'll take it down, but this pitch is so fun that I'd quite happily watch this.
Down the track comes Baba. Bowls it into his pads, does Zafar, and they'll just get a single out to deep on the onside. Well, they've got to win this. Have any chance? Baba goes back, plays it up to the bowler, and there's no run. You've got to assume that USA lose to India, and therefore Pakistan's real only hope is Ireland beating the USA and then winning the last 2 games. That one's swept nicely by Rizwan, beats the man on the 45. The man at deep mid-wicket / square leg can't make it round in time, and that's a much needed boundary.
on the floor. And one more fall than the 4 before. That's what 4s are for. To get funky on the dance floor.
That's a nice shot.
And going to the social media, we have no new Twitter messages, but we've got Mutley on YouTube saying that he's gone to bed, but he has the game playing on iTunes via Amazon Echo. Love and sausages. Thank you. Good night, Mutley. And Mayank saying Baba walking his singles. Oh man, this is getting dreary.
Wow.
I don't know about you guys, but I definitely think that the like associate nations have been much more entertaining.
They have been entertaining. You know, and this is what is good about T20, especially at an international level, is that countries that, especially if you offer this kind of pitch, you're going to get, you know, you're going to get upsets. And to have smaller nations being able to beat bigger nations, I guess in a T20 that's when it's going to happen. I mean, still most of the time it doesn't.
Yeah.
And maybe it does need pitches like this to make it more competitive in that sense. I don't know.
The fact that I've kind of had Afghanistan as my dark horse to get to the semis for the tournament, I think.
Down the track comes Baba, smashes that straight over the top of the bowler's head. That's a great shot. All the way.
Absolutely class.
6 runs.
One tongue over the line, sweet Jesus. One tongue over the line.
That cut made it look like he hit that poor kid and he spit a tooth.
He got down the track nicely. Just enough, shimmied. Hit it straight. Janodin again. Tossed up once more, very slow. Outside the off stump. I think it was a googly.
Hey, that's one way of making sure you don't get knocked out of the park. You're bowling at 2 miles an hour.
Yeah,
They
44
exactly
miles an
smash
hour.
it.
That was very slow. Janodin again tosses that one up. Out the front of the hand, I think. It's pushed out through the covers. It'll be a single.
Because I think the thing that's changed with the like smaller nations is that all of their players are like they've all played under 19s for someone.
Mostly, yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? And so they've come in and so they're not absolute crap like they were sort of 10 years ago. Like I was looking at it and I think Steve Taylor is pretty much one of the only people
that's pushed by Rizwan out through the covers. They'll get 1. They come back for 2. I think they did. Just good running.
That's like actually come through USA cricket.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that's sort of like obviously that will get more sort of. That's the whole point. I'm guessing that. Well, that's what the ICC are saying. Actually, it's money, but you know.
Well, yeah, it just makes the sport more international, more like football, which you want. You know, you want it to be a genuine competition of the best teams in the world, and not just 8 really good nations, which kind of happens at the longer forms of the game. It becomes more obvious over time, doesn't it? You know, even at ODIs, a lot of these teams really struggle.
And like a lot of the sort of 8 big boys have been really undercooked. Like New Zealand are massively undercooked.
Yep, that's driven nicely by Baba up to mid off, long off. With a single.
And England have been really not great.
No, they certainly bowled a bit shit against Australia, or Australia got off to a fine start.
Yeah, I would say that that's more Australia batting well than England being out and out shit with the ball.
Yeah, but I do think, and you know, I think that Will Jack's over was a little bit of a mistake.
They shouldn't have given him another over, for sure. But like,
they shouldn't probably given in the first one. You get away with 1 over spin, and then you go to pace at the other end. But I mean, yeah, and you have to say that was well battered. I mean, Woody was getting clipped off 90 odd miles an hour deliveries, getting clipped for 6 over leg stump. Although, you know, players at that level, they kind of like it there at that pace.
Yeah.
So
it's weirdly easier to hit something that's like 92 miles an hour than it is sort of 81, which is mad.
Yeah, less time for a mistake, I guess. And the wickets in the West Indies are certainly more conducive to what we expect of T20, i.e. big scores. The balls are really not doing a lot. There's a bit of turn. They're slow. They're not quick, but the ball is consistent. At least if it is low and a little bit slow, it allows the batsmen to have confidence that if they get in, they can play their shots and get higher scores.
I also this is such a tiny thing, but I do think it's making a difference. Like the Kookaburra ball just doesn't suit the West Indies because they usually use the Dukes, and I think it kind of shows. To an extent.
But the White Dukes does too much, doesn't it? Apparently.
Yeah. They've only been using the Red Dukes for the last 2 tours, I think.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, the Dukes had to design a new ball that could survive the West Indies pitches.
It's a double lacquer, isn't it, or something?
Something like that, yeah. And they made a big deal about it in the run-up to the last England tour to the West Indies, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that the Dukes has a sort of a thicker lacquer on it, and I prefer bowling with the Dukes personally, but I mean I've only ever bowled here and on kind of
I've never bowled. I don't think I've ever held a Dukes ball.
Seriously, they are lush. They are really, really nice. Also, I'm ridiculously colourblind, and they're a better red, so I can actually see the bloody thing.
Oh,
when it's on the ground.
Well, Canada were 55 for 5 at this point, and Pakistan are 59 for 1. Hey Liger is going to come in for a second over. 1 for 2. Here's dabbed at by Baba. Pulled his bat away, thankfully. Went through to the keeper and there's no run.
He was lucky to miss that.
Yeah, he was a little bit. Baba faces up. Hayliger at the end of his run-up. Quite a slow run-up. Slingy action, driven back past the bowler. Just the 1 run though. Not great timing. Rizwan's 28 off 32 and 18 off 18 for Baba. This is good batting from the pair of them.
That was good work in the field from Singh at mid-off though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got across reasonably quickly.
Yep.
I mean, they say that that's the thing that you can, you can make up your levels is in the field. I don't know how true that is, but...
I think you can. That's clipped into the leg side out to deep square leg. And there'll be a single.
Not with me in the field. I can't see the bloody ball.
Well, I was never the greatest fielder, I have to say. I never liked fielding.
Yeah, when they brought the pink ball in, I was as happy as Larry. Could actually see it, which my average went up quite a lot that season.
Down the track, that's a good shot from Baba. He's come down the track, cut it. There is a man out of the deep at point though, maybe a single. Taken on the bounce by the keeper, not a great throw. 62 for 1. They only require 45 off of 10. I mean, yeah, see the run rate for the last 3 or 4 overs has been 7.75. They are now getting into their work, these two. Rizwan chops that down towards third man. It's going to be a single. This looks like it's going to go the way that we thought it would, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Canada stay in it as long as they can produce overs such as this one.
Yeah, but see, this is the difference, isn't it? I mean, you'd expect, if even a wicket fell here now with what they've got to come, you've got Farhad, you've got
probably.
Iftikhar, you know, you've got some guys who certainly can get 40 runs and 10 overs. You know, that's pulled by Baba. Not going to get 4 for it. There is a man at deep backward square. He'll field it. It's just a single, 5 off the over. Over to you, Leah.
And we have, actually, we do have a tweet. Mayank says they should keep this ground and have 20 to 25 T20s every summer, because this is still better than 200 versus 220. And I totally agree with him. And and there is a Mumbai Indians franchise in New York City playing in the American League in minor league cricket. Mumbai Indians of New York, and they could rent the stadium. Surely that would make some money.
Well, it's better than just throwing away the 30 million that it's cost.
Yeah, but what was it yesterday? Someone told me that
just in the India-Pakistan game, they netted 26 million, so they've nearly paid for it in one game.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Fair enough. Is that because the
tickets were stupidly changing hands at silly prices.
Yeah.
The posh seats were like 10 grand
exactly.
Yes.
A seat or something.
That as well. Yes.
Yeah. Driven down a long on by Rizwan, I think. That was a single. No, that was Baba, sorry. Rizwan dropped his bat. Facing up now, Saad Safar. It's gone for number 15, it's 2 overs. Yeah, see, I just don't think you need spinners on this track.
Well, not that kind of spin anyway.
Well, it's got a bit of turn and everything. I just think it's easier to play and easier to score off.
But what I mean is, like, if you're gonna have spinners, you need spinners that are like incredibly aggressive and can get like crazy revs and are also pinging it in at sort of 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, well, 60, the high 50s anyway. That's just played back to the bowler and there's no run.
Like,
but I just think you get more out of the pacers anyway, you know.
I agree.
The pitch does stuff more for the pacers, and having a spinner is kind of a waste of a space for me.
I'd be interested to see sort of I don't know, like Rashid Khan on this, or even...
no, they'd be good, no doubt about. Clipped up to mid-on as a single. I just think it's easier to, every once in a while, try and take that step down a wicket and smash a spinner over his head. And that's an opportunity. That's an opportunity for a boundary that really, if the pacers are on it, you don't get offered that often.
And spinners have been punished on this ground.
Yeah, and
in this tournament.
Exactly. I mean, there was a game we were commenting on the other day, as I was saying in the first innings. That was cut nicely. It'll only be a single out to the deep. There was a spinner in one side. I think it was 2 games ago. It wasn't the South Africa game yesterday.
Yeah.
It's the one we covered on the first day. But 4 overs of spin went for 32 in a total of, you know,
there was a
108 or something, you know. So it was,
there was a discussion about actually playing five seamers on this pitch.
I think that's I think that's a valid thought.
It is
played into leg side. Keeper comes out and fields it. There's no run.
Absolutely is, and we have on YouTube Pirate Badger making a strong case for local grown cricketers, homegrown cricketers, because they create a tangible connection to the fans. He says, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I don't think having so few players coming from domestic structures is sustainable, nor is it really representative, which surely is the only real point of international cricket. I mean, that local link is important. One of the reasons I liked Simi Singh so much is that he was local. He was a tangible person I've actually met. That connection isn't there with whatever Z-list Safa Cricket Island has given a contract to this week.
But it's only but it may be one or two with Ireland. I mean, a lot of homegrown players from Ireland. I think with associate nations, especially wealthier ones, I mean, they are going to be to a certain degree made up. They're not all. I mean, they may be immigrants, but they've probably been there since they were very young. It's in their family. And hopefully that seeps into the local culture, and that's how you bring it. But there's got to be some sort of success to drag local people into wanting to play and then becoming good enough to play international cricket. I mean, Papua New Guinea is all homegrown, isn't it? And they're reasonable.
Yeah.
That's driven up past the bowler. They will get through for a single.
I mean, so Ireland, all three of the Littles play internationally now. Josh Little's little brother plays for the under-19s and his sister plays for the women. And they're from just outside of Dublin, I think. Kind of out Bray way, I think.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they got Curtis Camphor, he's a Safa.
but I mean, you can't.
That's played up to mid-off, and there's no one. Lorcan Tucker's an Aussie, isn't he?
Yes.
Or Kiwi, one or the other.
He is an Aussie technically, but I think he moved over to Ireland when he was like 6, and you kind of go, well, fair enough.
Yeah, exactly.
He's more Irish. He's more Irish than Ben Stokes is English.
Well, there you go.
I would say so.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he took cricketing heritage with him, didn't he? And
I mean,
Kaleem is in. That's clipped past the man short on the 45. It's a good shot, but they won't get a 4. They'll get 2. It's hurled back in for a single. 2, sorry, they got about 2.
He's more Irish than Cascarino, and Cascarino's like an Irish god now.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I know it's different in football.
well, no, it's not actually. I was going to say that's a similar thing. It doesn't just happen in cricket. Let's be honest. Some of these smaller nations, and big name players who don't quite make international squads abroad. I mean, how many Sana is in? That's played into the leg side. Baba wanted a single. Rizwan didn't. I mean, you think of English players who play for African nations and they're second generation English because their grandparents are of African stock, and it's good. It's good for African football and it's good for them. They get to play international tournaments, and they may be bottom of the Premier League player, no chance playing for England, but it's good enough to play for Nigeria or Ethiopia or wherever,
Alex Iwobi's got
there's loads of them.
60 odd caps for Nigeria,
exactly.
And you kind of go, and he's a decent. My God, he's better than I am at football. And
down the track, that was close to the fielder, but Barbara's got it past him, and he will get 4. They're starting to open up a little bit now. I think they feel reasonably safe.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And they now only require 32 runs.
If you look at the Ireland women's football team at the moment, they're also Anna Patton has just got her first cap. She's from London. Lucy Quinn is from Southampton, and I mean, like, pretty much the only person that's like actually from Ireland is Katie McCabe. She's from Tala.
Driven up to mid-off. That was a chance for a run out, possibly. The fielder fumbled it. Now Baba to get through. It could have been a tight one. It's the end of the 13th over. 31 required from just 42 deliveries. Pakistan 76 for 1. Cruising. With Baba and Rizwan at the crease. Over to you, Leah.
Yes, there are no new messages, but I think we are having a changeover now.
We are indeed.
This is the end of the 13th over, and we are welcoming back Jason and Ajit, who will join you, Bear.
He will join me, and I shall just carry on.
Chase.
I don't think we're going to get to 20 overs, you know, Pete.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Cheers,
See you
gents.
on Thursday.
See you all
Thank you.
later.
See ya.
Bye.
Can you
Bye,
do this
bye,
ball
bye.
whilst I just go and relieve myself and grab a beer?
Sure.
Fair enough. All right. Well, Pakistan have accelerated really well here, and now it must be academic, hopefully. They have just pushed the ball down to. It was, I think, it was indeed Babar on strike who's pushed the ball down to mid-off. A comfortable ball. The bowler was Saad bin Zafar, the captain of Canada, who's just pushed this ball comfortably down to long off, taken a what do you call a agreed upon single. In comes Saad again. This one again short of length. Rizwan was running at him, but he saw and adjusted his length nicely, and it was just bunted to extra cover. No run.
Good piece of bowling there. He just saw him coming, dragged his length back, and all he could do was punch it very gently out in the offside.
And he comes again, but this one is onto his pads, and this one's been, well, surprised, no mid wicket. It's just been guided through an empty mid wicket. Before the fielder from the deep can pick it up, it's a run. I mean, as I was saying, it's going to be probably very, very academic, right? I mean, with about 10 more runs, I think they're going to just go boom, boom and finish the game off. Pakistan. They've done really well here, this partnership. In comes Saad. Again, Babar advances at him, guides it through extra cover, but there's a man, the sweeper in the deep, covers up. It's just one run. It's Heiliger in the deep, but, well, there's no pain here.
Yeah, do you think
They're
they
unable
are
to stop.
missing an opportunity here that they could do to improve their net run rate by finishing quicker?
Actually, I just saw something online while I was away. Net run rate might not matter much because they have tied one of their games and they've lost the other one by just 6 runs, right? So, net run rate will not be too bad unless you want to build a huge positive net run rate. For them, it's about, I think, USA needing to lose 2 games. In the meantime, this one's drifted into leg. He's hoiked that into deep wicket where it's beautifully fielded.
Excellent stop by Singh.
Yes, Baltej Singh, I think he's really fielded that well and he's hauled it in. And I think they only ran 1 even. This is exceptional fielding there.
No, I think they got back for 2, didn't they? Or maybe
they did. Did they? Okay, we're going to see that. But he did really well. I mean, the ball was going away from him. He dove and stopped the ball. Maybe he was a little careful. Oh, I think he rolled on top of the ball. Never mind. In comes the bowler now. Again, short of length. Rizwan advancing but can't beat. Extra cover. That brings to an end an over which I think was full of runs if you're a Pakistani fan, and 1 or 2 dot balls really won't hurt them here at this stage,
I think
because they're
Rizwan is definitely showing some aggression to try and get this game finished a bit quicker. But at the moment, every time he runs down the wicket, Saad bin Zafar sees him and pulls it short, and he keeps hitting the extra cover fielder.
Yeah. I'll take it back over now. I'm settled.
perfect. Anything on the socials then?
Is Toby Amadeo my wife and I caught the Netherlands-South Africa game in New York and loved it, the stadium and pitch. It's made for exciting games. It's reasonably easy to get to the stadium. Well,
there you go.
Good.
Nicely done.
And then Warren says, even Pakistan can't cop this up, can they? Question mark.
I don't think even they
No.
can cop this
Come
up.
on. You keep forgetting this is a very talented
And
international.
Mayank says, oh, well, that was 22 minutes ago. I think that we can pretty safely say that one's probably been done.
I believe so. Back into the attack comes
Heiliger.
And it's attempted to smash back over his head by Babar, but he mistimes it. Bounces just short of mid-off, fields it, thinks about a single. It's not there. 26 from 35 required.
He had enough time to come back though. I think he got sent back. I think this was Rizwan. He got sent back. Oh no, it was Babar, you're right. He got sent back quickly. Pargat Singh, the fielder at mid-off, throwing to the right end, the batting end.
Good baseball throw from the fielder. That was there quickly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Flat and hard. Yeah.
26 and 35. Heiliger's in this time. Oh, doesn't quite beat the man at mid-off, but he hit it hard, did Babar. They should get back for 2. And the man from mid-on comes to field it. I think that hurt whoever was at mid-off.
It was Pargat Singh, I think, and there, if I may correct you, I think it's Heiliger, as in holy. In Dutch and potentially also German, that word, Heiliger. I think these days we write it with H-E-I. It's H-E-Y though. Probably an older spelling.
Well, on the TV they've been calling him Heiliger. That's why I was calling him Hey Liger.
Holy cow! What is it? A liger and a tiger? I mean, a liger, the animal, and hay and liger? No,
Well,
for
yeah,
sure I can tell you.
A
That's a
liger
known word
is-
in these parts.
Well, a liger is a
Lion male, tiger
like a
female.
Exactly. No, I think this is a known word in these parts where I come from. Never mind.
Down the track comes Baba. Hits it into his leg.
I think so.
I think
He's
that
hit it
hurt.
into his right toe. He's smarting a little.
Yeah.
Right? But
No,
no
right.
damage done. The run rate is well under control. And
Yeah.
Barber, who started rather slowly, has made up the intent, right? Lot of twos, I think, knowing that not a lot of fours are available. He's now stepping out consistently to the spinners. We see it.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is, exactly that net run rate, and now you've got 9 wickets in the hutch and 33 balls, you might as well just go for it.
Which they've been doing for the last 8-10 balls, but they keep on hitting the fielders with the aggressive shots.
Oh, that's
Oh,
out.
he's nicked that. What
Barbara
kind of
Azam has just feathered that through to the keeper. He's guided it. It wasn't a genuine edge. He was trying to just guide it down to a vacant third man and run it off for 4.
Exactly.
But
Too close to
instead,
him, I think.
too close to the keeper.
Yeah, just too fine.
And Heilager gets a wicket, and we have to say goodbye to Baba.
Another one bites the dust. I think that is going to be out, Fred. Another one bites the dust.
That does mean that we're going to get Fakhar Zaman in, I'm sure,
Ah, yeah.
to
Yeah,
smash the
yeah.
ball
Couple of
around.
huge hits all the way.
Exactly, 3 shots, so we're done. I like a bit of Fakhar Zaman. He's very hit or miss, but what the hell, he's fun.
Opens the batting for Pakistan. Slow left and bowling if that's in your plan. I'm waiting for some man.
Actually, Babar was going at better than run a ball before this over, and he then consumed 4 balls for his 2 and still went out run a ball. So well done, Babar.
Yeah.
I mean, I was sort of one of those people who's critical about his approach pre-game as well as during the game. But I think he's done what needs to be done here. Pakistan really cannot lose from here.
No.
I must say.
It is interesting though that their 3 best batsmen, Fakhar, Rizwan and Baba, are all batsmen who are batting in the top 3, and if they put them there, then they have a very lightweight middle order.
Yes.
To go after that.
Iftikhar occasionally comes to the party.
I think Usman looks good. Shadab he did something against.
Shadab isn't a 6 though, is he?
He's not a
Shadab's
6.
7.
I agree. He's a 7, not a 6. Putting him at 6 seems wrong. He seems to be one batsman light.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Pakistan.
Babar still can't believe he's out. He's fuming, sitting in the dugout.
Well.
All right. He looks like could be Hooper's cousin. This guy, Heilager.
Yeah, Heilager's in, and it's just dropped into the offside. There's no fielder in at cover. You're defending 24 off 32. I mean,
why isn't there a packed infield?
Exactly.
Can't understand this.
Make them go over the top.
Again, I think the keeper was wrong-footed, but he adjusted well and took the catch because he wasn't expecting the ball to be so close to him.
Well, I think it ran off actually the glove, didn't it, rather than the bat?
Exactly. It bounced more. I think that's what we're getting to see in a replay, that the ball bounced a little bit more, half a feet or so more, and that's what caught Babar. Sort of what should have hit the middle of the bat, hit the top of the glove.
He's furious. And if they lost this game, I imagine there'd be riots in the streets of...
Nah, they won't lose it.
Pakistan.
But you're right, it could very well
Played
spark
up to mid-on, and there'll be a single.
insane reactions. I mean, people from where I come from can be a bit
passionate about their cricket, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, most things as well, including cricket. Yes.
Only a bit.
What do we say? It's all the spice we eat, right? In a food.
Well,
yeah.
And the temperatures have been fucking crazy, haven't they? And I see that
man.
Modi has
It's
lost
like-
his majority in Parliament, which is good news, isn't it?
No, he has not.
Well, no, I
He
mean
made
he's been elected,
Okay.
but his party doesn't have an overall majority.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's now having to make some concessions. Maybe he wouldn't have liked earlier on, but he'll still. I think he has enough to comfortably go on for the next entire term. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you're right, and I think the Indian voter has sent a strong message to the people that were sort of in power that you can't be so polarizing potentially. If that's the
I hope so.
If that's the message they want to take out of it, of course. They're always selective reading of the situations.
Selective memories. 85 for 2. Down the track. I think he's got enough of that as a result.
Oh yeah. Beautiful cricketing shot.
That's good adjustment as well, because he didn't quite make it, but he adjusted enough to be able to force it wide and over cover. Yeah. Long off was pretty straight. So even if it had landed inside the boundary, it would have been safe, but it didn't. It just made it over, and it's 6 runs.
Yeah, that's a lovely piece of improvisation by Rizwan to put his hands through the ball in an in-out shot.
Yeah.
Well, he's down the track again. Dragged down by the bowler. They should get round for 2 here. He's played it to the onside again.
Same thing.
No one in the infield, and
why for a spinner you won't have somebody at mid-wicket and extra?
I don't. I've been saying this for years, Ajit. It's a fucking real big bugbear of mine.
You're right, though. I mean, when we look at that shot,
even in international, exactly. I mean, hey, if they miss him, it's only 1. So often you see a 2 that's just poorly struck into the infield on the leg side, and there's no one but on the boundary. And
the difference is now, I think, that he's got Zaman, who's lightning quick between the wickets.
Yes,
compared to Babar, who isn't particularly quick between the wickets.
Yeah.
And the previous ball, I think he tried to go for an off break. His wrist turned the other way at the point of delivery. I wonder if that was. So he's also thinking bowler, this guy, Siddiq. So, interesting.
45.
Nonetheless,
46.
I think, the horses bolted.
Yeah, 14 off 28. 3 and over.
Oh, man, you see a bit of this in New York. Somebody walking in front of the side screen wearing a white shirt. Rizwan's really not happy.
Where's the stewarding in an ICC event?
Yeah, it's America, probably different rules. We see a few of those shots from Babar where one he got away with, where he was able to do it a bit wider. I think he's going to attract some sort of
penalty for that?
I don't think a fine, but at least a rebuke.
Yeah, I'm
he
sure
sort
he
of
did.
banged his bat on the pitch. The bat left his hand, and it didn't look pretty.
Didn't look pretty. That one's just knocked in to the ground behind square, no run.
I'd say that was a quarter of his match fee there.
Possibly. Pulled out again, Rizwan.
The bowler is also unhappy. Rizwan is really miffed this time. He had a go at what's going on. It's those the people who wear those.
It's the stewards.
It's the stewards. They don't know what the score is.
And not only that, I don't think they realize. Somebody in the crowd is telling them, while a security guard next to them is.
They don't understand the sport. No, you're going the wrong way, love.
Oh, yeah. You're not supposed to walk in front of the side screen. You're supposed to go away.
That's why.
This is the advantage of not knowing anything.
That's why the cameraman's got a blue tabard, so he doesn't stand out from the behind the bowler.
I mean, even the top of the camera is sort of.
But I mean, come on! I mean, fucking hell, Rizwan. I mean, they're way off over at mid-off, though. I mean, they're not behind the bowler's arm.
But
the bowler aren't behind the bowler's arm.
But the bowler does come from very wide in
yeah, but you're watching the point of delivery, which is straight.
Well, I think there's a little bit of a conflagration there because they're thinking they belong there. They shouldn't be moving out. These are like badge-wearing air coats.
Yeah. One is going to pull a gun. Oi!
Well, it's not Dallas at least, so it's New York.
Yeah, I think it was 14 off 27. This one is thrown up very slowly, just knocked into the offside. They'll go through for the quick single. Well run.
That shouldn't have been a run. If you're a bowler, you'll be really miffed. Such things shouldn't be.
I think it's some robust language going on there.
There is some discussions. These are basically security people. They're saying you're not allowing us to do our job. We're supposed to be looking at the crowd. But then, I mean, there is a bit of mitigating circumstance here.
But I do think.
I think this is a new shot Babar has developed. We see the issue that he was unhappy, but also we see that against India he got away with one shot similar to that one.
Yeah, he likes
I want to ask
that
Bear,
shot.
what do you make of Azam Khan and those glasses he's wearing?
I don't know what to make out of Azam Khan, to be honest. I mean, purely from a cricketing point of view, when he played against England, he dropped a couple of catches behind. We talked about this on your podcast. Dropped a couple of catches behind the stumps, and his batting was pretty fucking hopeless. I mean,
well, I don't see him come back into the 11.
No, I don't. Again, just drops into the offside or go through for single. I mean, if you can't stick him in the outfield, can you? So he either has to keep and bat at wherever he bats, or he's not in the side. And currently, Rizwan's a better keeper, I think. and
Usman can keep too. I mean, also the keeper is very important because he should be able to read the game and give important inputs to your skipper. I don't think he has that kind of experience behind him or that nous. The other thing, you have two keepers. You have Usman also who can keep. If something happens, you are covered. I think I can't see Azam Khan making a comeback into the squad yet.
No.
All right.
Tossed up, driven out towards long off. It'll be a single.
There's no threat here.
There isn't.
No, not at all. They're just completing the.
I mean, this is it. You've got to bring the field in and make them go over the top. So it'll be over in 2 balls rather than 12.
I mean,
but
they took 5 runs with no sweat in this over.
Exactly.
At all. I mean, some sweat, I'm sure, but not a lot of panic or worry. Meanwhile, anything on socials?
Nothing on Twitter.
Okay. All right.
On YouTube, that's too hard to read, unfortunately. At this angle with the screen.
All right. In the meantime, we see some happy fans, some almost relieved looking fans in the crowd, Pakistani fans.
Well, Brian in Brisbane actually asked Pirate Badger why aren't the South Asian players moving into the Republic teams. I think Irish Republic teams. I can never know because the heart emoji stays at the bottom of our screen for some reason.
Well,
it blocks out the word at the bottom.
11 out of 24 now.
Message.
In comes Heiliger.
Last over for Heiliger. First ball is played up towards mid-on.
Comfortably dinked.
No
panic.
Nope.
Whatsoever. It's basically going through the motions. It's just a matter of whether if Fakhar Zaman has got his eye in enough to finish it this over, and probably Pakistan will have their wish of a improved net run rate as well.
Yeah.
He's not really fast. Fakhar sort of eats these people for breakfast on a good pitch.
Yeah, he's not looking like he's going to go over the top until he gets the ball that he thinks he can absolutely smash.
He's brave though. I mean, I expect he's not a safety first player, so you may see him do something foolhardy.
Heiliger, ooh, big heave by Fakhar. Misses it.
There you go.
3 to the keeper, there's no run.
I mean, I told you, he's not going to die wandering.
No, he never does. He's fun to watch, but he is very hit or miss, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I was reading actually an article about Imran Nazir, if you remember, the Pakistani opener, was very much T20 before T20 became a thing. Or maybe he only played some T20s towards the fag end of his career, potentially. But there are many players. I mean, what would have Viv Richards done, we think? But anyway, coming back to the game here. Consummate performance, Pakistan.
Yeah, Heiliger in, driven by Fakhar Zaman behind square on the offside. They should come back for 2.
Yes, it should be an easy 2. Oh no.
They decided to take 1.
What's interesting is there was a person that they could have put in a top order, but didn't make the squad, which is Shan Masood.
Yeah.
Well, he has mixed returns in limited overs games, to be frank with you, and I think he's the captain of the test team because of his age and experience of playing all over the world even.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think he's made a comeback too many, if you ask me. Mr. Masood. But all right.
Yeah, but that's as much as to do with
I mean, T20 is not his best form as we know.
No.
But
no, it shouldn't be. I mean, he doesn't belong in the squad because unless you need a captain, a thinking captain, there are probably other choices.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this one
was
pulled.
Yeah, for a single out to deep square.
By Babar, it was a short ball sort of. Rizwan. He's played enough of these from the beginning of the innings. I had a feeling Mohammad Rizwan may have lived. I mean, from the lips, I read something like "get it done" from what he said. Khatam kar de is what I seem to see, which basically means get it done.
Heiliger. 2 balls left in his spell. And bowls that one short and wide. It's hammered by Fakhar out to the man on the point boundary. It'll be another single.
Well, Rizwan's got his wish. He can hit a 6 and probably tie the game now. Meanwhile, what do we think of the other game today? Sri Lanka have had a disastrous campaign so far. They're going to play Nepal. Potentially the whipping boys in that group now.
Well, yeah, you'd expect Sri Lanka to beat Nepal, wouldn't you?
Nepal are one of the stronger associate sides, though.
Right. I mean, they have underperformed, frankly, this World Cup so far. But all right, they may yet make it interesting.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's start too late for me.
Heiliger is clipped into the leg side. They're going to get 2 again as it's misfielded.
Or even one more, I think.
I think they're going to get 3 for 3. That's poor fielding. And again, no one in the infield. It allows it to be 2 out to the outer. He misfields it. It's 3. And it should just be 1.
This total, you had to have more people in the circle.
Absolutely.
Normally, you don't care. That's a 50 for Rizwan. A runner ball 52. He's done well.
He hasn't.
He's forgotten his bat. He's left it at the non-striker's end.
He keeps doing that. We'll give him a jingle for that.
50, 50, 50, pretty nifty on a bowler's pitch.
Yeah, well batted. 4 required, 18 balls to do it in, 8 wickets in hand. Should be one shot, one would hope, and we'll be out of here. An early
Correct.
finish today, boys. I said before 7 o'clock.
They have bowled
Well-
very quickly as well.
Yeah.
Because some of the games have gone on to like 7:30 almost in the UK.
Almost a relieved Pakistani fan. You were to almost hear them all over the world, because that's how it should have ended this match. That's how they're bringing it to a close. 1 or 2 more balls. I think they're good to go.
Well, it's going to be Gordon to deliver the last rights, and I don't think he's going to pitch one up very much.
No.
That doesn't matter. I think there's going to be a single, and
It's going to be a single every ball, I think.
Well, I think there's going to be an attempt to hit a boundary every ball. It might well be a single every ball, but
Yeah,
might
I
even
mean,
be the
that's-
last little wicket just before, just to slow things down for us.
Ah, come on.
You never know. Gordon
all right.
is up to the crease. Down the track comes Rizwan and gives it a big swipe. It's a slower ball, gets himself a single. After
There were
attempting
two
to hit
people
a
in the
four.
deep. Correct. There were 2 people in the deep, but they couldn't get that.
Quite not very aesthetic, that shot.
No.
Very polite. Yes, it was a hike that sort of took an inside edge. You're absolutely right. But all right. Rizwan will be happy to have played an important hand. It's sort of an important win. You don't want to go back home.
No. Oh, well, that's a big
dear.
outside edge.
Yeah,
What did I
there.
say? A potential wicket. And it is a wicket.
It is a wicket.
The fact the man has fallen. He's gone to give it a big heave-ho. Sliced it out over points. Someone has chased it down. Who's that? Particle?
Singh.
Singh, yeah.
It's not Pargat Singh, the other one.
Yeah, he's chased it down. And it's been caught.
Ravinder Pal Singh. Yeah.
Ravinder Pal Singh. 104 for 3. And we have to say goodbye to Fakhar Zaman.
How's that? You messed about, I caught you out. How's that?
That's actually quite well bowled by Gordon, because we know that Zaman likes the ball on his hip through square leg, and that's been bowled across him, and he's tried to hit it through square leg, and it's just taken the leading
Outside
edge.
yeah.
Well, no shade on this man. 4 of 6. He tried to finish it. Looks like it's a sub-fielder. His name is Bajwa. Apologies for that. And yeah, Rizwan seems to have a word into the ear of the incoming batsman,
Which is Usman
Khan. Yeah.
Usman Khan, who has a jingle like this.
Usman Khan, Usman Khan, Usman Khan, Usman Khan, Usman Khan, it's Usman Khan.
Yep, it's Usman Khan.
I expected some shade on him for turning his back on UAE, but all right. Nonetheless, he's all set.
Yep.
Looks a bit determined. He's a big hitter too.
Did he used to play for the UAE?
Exactly.
I didn't know that. Gordon in, short, down the leg side. Should be a wide.
Wide,
It is
yeah, it's a wide.
yeah.
The plan was good. The plan was correct.
Not quite executed.
Usman quite savvy as well.
Yeah, it just needed to be 3 or 4 inches further towards the stumps, and that would have been perfect.
Hmm.
He was good on height, but not good on direction.
We see that catch now, and he's done well actually.
Yeah, he has done
Bajwa.
well.
Yeah, he's done pretty well. And nonetheless, so far not a lot else Canada could do to try and
Slow
salvage
ball
the
on the
situation.
pads. Just
That
worked
might be
to
it.
the leg side. That could be it. Are they going to try and go
Nah,
for
it's going to
two?
be 1.
No, they
Oh
come
no,
back
yeah,
for
you're
2.
right.
And that's the game, I believe. Pakistan win with a fair few balls to spare.
15
balls to spare.
Yeah. Rizwan gets a red inker.
He does. Pakistan win by 7 wickets. And that ended up being quite a bare game. Kind of had the potential
Yes.
for that. It had the potential though when Pakistan decided they were going to bowl first, because you always, I mean, I think Canada actually did pretty well off the back of Aaron Johnson to get to 100 and whatever it was, because when he was out, the rest of the side had scored 21 for 6. So, you know, and there's good little cameos at the end to get them up to the 100, cut the swiped 4s and stuff. But yeah, as soon as they didn't get top order wickets, and you always thought Pakistan's bowling is a hell of a lot better than Canada's.
Yeah, it's the bowling that was
Absolutely.
the difference in this game. I think the batting on both sides was fairly.
Well, it's difficult to bat. So if you can bowl well, I mean, to be fair, Pakistan gave them 20 runs at the top of the innings with some poor bowling in the first couple of overs.
And Canada bowled okay in terms of not conceding too many runs, but they couldn't take any wickets, put any pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was the difference.
And you kind of expect it from someone like Babar and Rizwan in a low-scoring game.
The same runs. If, as I said, if there were some teen scores, you can't do well in any game if you have single-digit scores from your batters, 2 to 7, 2 to 6. You have to have some contributions. Like the more time the top order takes, the better it is. Even at the end, you come, you swing, you get 2 and you get out. It's fine, right? But you can't do that at the top.
Yeah.
And well, credit to Pakistani fast bowlers. Actually, frankly, you're right there. They bowled wonderfully.
Yeah. Apart from the first 2 or 3 overs, yeah, exactly.
He's hot. He's red hot.
He is indeed. Yeah, I also thought he's a great bowler. Stupid twat went to prison, but you know.
I mean, we're not going there.
Yeah.
Everybody gets some chances at redemption.
Exactly.
He's taking his.
Yeah, he's taking his.
Right.
And he's doing well. I like him. Always have.
When you look at Canada's bowling today, I mean, Kaleem Sana, 3 overs 21 for no wicket. Gordon, a bit unlucky. I thought 3.317 for 1. Heiliger, the standout, 2 for 18 in 4, and I think probably a couple of runs too many in the end, which he didn't deserve. Saad bin Zafar, they just played him out. 4 overs 23 for no wicket. And Junaid Siddiqui, I would term him a part-timer, if I'm a bit harsh potentially. 3 overs 28 for no wicket. And probably the difference.
Yeah.
They scored all the big runs of him and they kept the others comfortably. You know, we see a warm conversation between Saad bin Zafar and Iftikhar Ahmed, probably similar aged people, and sort of they may have even come from a similar background, or even they may have played some developmental cricket together. So many South Asians in this Canadian team. Yes, Bear.
Well, no, I was going to say, well, that's it. We're back tomorrow. I'm not back tomorrow. I'm heading off to fucking flat pack furniture together again for a couple of days down in Broadstairs. So
you are Airbnb-ing, are you?
Yeah, I've got to go and set my 2 Airbnbs. But Tone's in tomorrow night, and then thankfully the England game is actually 8 o'clock on Thursday. So either me or Tone are going to do Thursday night. I imagine I'll be back in time for that. The wife's not going to be happy at all. But
is it 8 o'clock?
It's at 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Oh, might be.
It's in the West Indies.
To do that.
England are in the West Indies. I'll be there tomorrow. Thanks a lot.
Cool.
Looking forward to all the company of all our listeners again.
Indeed. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Thank you, Leia. Thank you, Will. Thank you. Who else was in the
Sagir was on.
Sagir.
Andy, who didn't come back for the second
Yourself.
half, and myself, and us two. Yeah. That's a good team. Love it. Right.
Messi.
No, Messi wasn't in today, but he did join. He joined. I think you were listening to us. He's pining his arm, Messi, aren't you, Messi? I can see you still there.
And of course, Amir has been given the man of the match for his wonderful spell.
Yeah, 2 for F all.
Yeah.
Or 4.
No, but very, very tough to get him away today.
Yeah. Right. I'm going to play the theme tune. We are out. We will see you tomorrow afternoon. Bye.
Bye.
Guerrilla cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla cricket. Whoa. Guerrilla. Take guard, man the barricades, patrol the cover boundary. At last the time is come, this is a cricketing emergency. Hear this call to arms for every cricket revolutionary. Take up your bats and stumps for the test match insurgency. At first they tried to silence us, but we would not be silenced. They threatened us with lies, so we threatened them with violence. Che Guevara, Sangakkara, Joseph Stalin, Douglas Jardine, Robespierre, Darrell Hare, Vladimir Lenin, O'Brien Kevin, guerrilla cricket. It's not about the winning, it's about how many rules you break. Even in cricket commentary, this is the best advice to take. Pick guerrilla cricket, it's the finest choice you'll ever make. There's so much more to cricket than rev counters and a slice of cake. At first they tried to sanitize us and clean up our act, but people like it filthy, and we know that for a fact. Fidel Castro, Lenny Pasco, Carlos the Jackal, Umar Akmal, Mahatma Gandhi, Grant and Andy, Brendan Behan, Austin Ian, guerrilla cricket. Stick with us, cause you know we're not the kind of thing that you see on the TV and the radio. So vive la revolution. First they tried to buy us, but we would not be bought. Okay, we were, but then we ran away, and we will not be caught. Would not give up the ghost when they left us all for dead. They decapitated us, but we just grew another head. Chairman Mao, Jamie Howe, Ho Chi Minh, Asif Din, Václav Havel, Graham Saville, No Surrender, Percy Fender,